Hello, hello. I am out of sorts today because I did not get particularly great sleep, but all the same, I have what I like to describe today as wobble eye, where I look one way and then my brain doesn't quite register that I just looked in that direction. So I kind of don't really track the way that I should. It's very strange. I don't much care for it. But all the same, I'll record an episode just for you, since you asked so nicely, just for you. Okay, first things first, we never opened this chest over here at the camp, which someone pointed out, and I'm sure it's probably the most important chest of the game. There's certain to be something very secretive and important inside of this. Let's see what it is. Wow. Okay. Funny story, which is to say it's not funny at all, since I've been doing nothing but co-op since I have nothing else to do. The main thing that people seem to want to do at level whatever I am, 1 billion, 95, yeah, I'm level 95 now, is they want to go over and pick up the... I'm guessing that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get the ability to buy basic materials, and they forget that this thing is here, or they... Most likely what's going on is that the kind of people that I'm helping out in co-op are people that blasted through the game and could not be asked to bother exploring any of the game map at all. And then they looked up online, it's like, I need to buy more of those stupid shitty smithing things, how do I do that? And then they figure out, oh, it's here at this tunnel. So they go over there, and then they want to do that. But they also want to summon people in, and that's where I come in. So it's up to me to direct them everywhere that they need to go. Also, since I opened that chest now, that's my bit for the day, which means I can't stop recording. So I better make sure that I do this in one shot. Isn't that great? It's great. Alright, there's a number of things that I've actually done in terms of collecting horse shit for you to observe. So here's horse shit number 1. I got Shield Bash, I think it was, which, who cares? Shield Bash. Brace behind shield before using body weight to ram foes, while maintaining guarding a stance. Weaker enemies will be shoved backwards and be even staggered. It's truly amazing. But I got that right over here-ish. It was like under this. The other day, yesterday I think it was, I was just going through here and be like, I've explored everything. Like, there's one or two things I'll find ever so often. Like, there is, I think, like, over here, there's a little, one of those half bowl things that had a, streak of nighttime diarrhea in it, or whatever it's called. I forget what those things are called. But, other than that, like, there's pretty much nothing. Like, every so often, I might find, like, a smithing stone corpse or something that I missed, and that's pretty much it, so not really worth showing. But anyways, I was going through and I realized, oh, this entire area under here, I can actually go under this area. There's like an entire little area under this. But there was nothing really under there. I think there was like a rune arc on a body over here or something. But as you keep going up, I think eventually you find one of those little disappearing dung beetles. It disappears if you get too close because, you know, fuck melee users, right? I mean, they get everything, so let's have one that specifically can only be killed via magic or a ranged attack, because fuck them. But I got that, that's what Shield Bash was. What an amazing story that was I just told, fantastic. I can hear the engagement numbers going up already. Also, though, more importantly, sort of, it's not important to me, but, let's see, where is it? Right here-ish. You remember here at the Artist Shack? Let's go there. Why not? Who fucking cares? Also, by the way, since nothing else is going on at this very particular moment, hear this? I hate that shit. But unfortunately, I have quickly learned this controller is so loud that there's not really a way for me to completely get rid of all those little tippy taps. Which especially bothers me because whenever I'm listening back to it, I think that sounds like mouth clicking or like some sort of disgusting mouth noise. Like that. I hate it when people do that. I catch myself doing it sometimes. I apologize. I can guarantee you I hate it way more than you do. Some of you may be like, I like the mouth noises. I like the controller clicking noises. Don't remove them. What are you doing? What have you done? But for me, I would much rather not have them. All the same, if there's something that you have thought about in the past, yeah, I can't do anything about it. But you see that lady over there? That lady, the first time, even though she just looks like a generic enemy, and she is, for some reason, the first time that you kill her specifically, she drops the Briars of Sin sorcery. Don't ask me why. This is something she likes to do in her spare time. It summons thorns from a whirl of own blood. My blood? My blood. An aberrant sorcery discovered by exiled criminals. Why is that funny? An aberrant... We discovered it! We used to do crime, but now we discover sorceries made of our own blood. Theirs are the sorceries most reviled by the Academy. Seems like kind of a stupid backstory, but let's proceed. Wounds the caster with thorns of sin because they stole bread. Our thorns of sin must be used for something, I know. How about incredibly high-end requirement casting magic? Yeah, of course, yeah. I embezzled money, but I can do that too. Fuck it. Right? Creating a spiral of bloodthorns. The sorcery can best repeatedly up to 30 times. Fantastic. I love everything about it. The guilty, their eyes gouged by thorns. Fantastic. Lived in eternal darkness. There they discovered the Blood Star. Ooh. Are you going to tell me more about the Blood Star? No, I didn't think so. Hold on. Wow. I like sneezed completely away from the microphone towards the other side of the room and it still picked up really well. You guys enjoy that. Okay. Well, that's that. Actually, hold on. There's like one or two other things I want to do before I have to deal with the rest of this fucking bullshit today. We briefly went over the Mogwin, which apparently the location itself is called Mogwin. And his name is Mog, so I guess it's actually Mogwin. So, win must mean something like burrow, or, you know, just city, or field, or fuckfest, or something of that nature. A map of Mogwin Palace and environs. No, why do they have to always put things in such strange ways? In the lightless depths lies the grave of an ancient civilization. It is here Mog, the Lord of Blood, is building his palace to be the seat of his upcoming dynasty called Mogwin. It really does sound like he's assembling a TV show. His upcoming palace entitled Mogwin. Tune in. What's the name of that shitty channel with all the garbage TV shows on it? All of them? Yeah, that's true. The CB or something? Whatever that fucking garbage, like the Superman shows and the Archie show, like that fucking trash fire. Yeah, it would air there. That's where it is. And of course, Mog, Lord of Blood, would be like some incredibly handsome teeny bopper with amazing abs who does nothing with his day except for take paparazzi photos and work out his abs and sleep with women that don't have any sense. That's what it would be. And whatever nightmares that may bring. Cool. It's a really cool story. Okay, I just want to make sure I looked at that. Also, I picked up an Assy McGee. Ash. I think it was this one. Yes, it was this one. Because they're actually separated into two different categories. No, it's this one. Yes, because this is the one I actually upgraded. Okay, whenever I was talking before, like, I wonder if this is a hawk that has the stupid swords on its legs, and I got this? It wasn't. It was actually this one. I picked up this one. And I will show on the map where I got this one in a second. Ash remains in which spirits they dwell on. Use the summon spirit of Warhawk. This is one of the things that has, like, mountains of metal on it, like, mounted all over its body that would prevent it from ever being able to actually fly. so it's cool. Spirit of a Storm Veil's Warhawk, the talons of which have been sliced off so that the razor-fine swords can be grafted in their place. With its lord vanquished, which I'm guessing is this thing, this stupid Dean the Stormhawk that refuses to help anyone because he's such a pretentious twat. Its wings wounded, the hawk perished as it solemnly gazed at its former home. That thing I said. The storm was its cradle. It's quite the story. But the gist of it is that I'm guessing that the area of Stormveil used to be ruled with an iron wing by this dumbass giant bird. Because that's something birds do, I guess. And eventually someone moved in and conquered the birds and then built an actual castle instead of just a big stinking cliff full of bird shit. Sorry to supplant your ancient culture, birds, but maybe we have something more important to do here. But that's what happened. And I'm guessing that's the reason why that the birds are like mutilated and have swords on their feet now, to highlight how they have also become subjugated. Now, whether or not that was Godric or not, I don't know. Which is something I'm getting really tired of saying, but that's where we are. Some people have said, don't worry, your questions will be answered eventually. They all get answered. You're wrong. And I'm like, there's no way for me to know these things yet. Like, I'm waiting on the answers, so you're in this boat with me until I get them. Alright, that's that. Got the chest. Oh, it was the prophecy painting that I was... The thing that you get... Remember paintings? We've encountered like 3 of them so far. We've only solved one of them on camera. But it was like a... It was like somewhere around here, I think. But we walked up to the area, and then like a ghost in a chair appeared, because of course, ghosts in chair. Isn't it funny that the chair is also a ghost? Not really, because also whenever you see ghosts, their clothing is also ghost-like. Maybe he considered the chair to be so integral to his personality that it was like the clothing. So it's like, you too, chair. And the chair is like, yay, I get to have a soul now. That's the chair's voice, I suppose. But anyways, that painting led me all the way down here. Yes, I even marked it. Look at that. Past me thinking up solutions and present me completely ignoring them. But that's exactly the spot where I found the ghosty. And you know what he did? He did the thing that you already saw. His ghost chair appeared, and he was also in it. And then he pointed his arm up, and he's like... And then he like violently shat himself because he was, in the process of dying, I suppose. And after he voided the entire contents of his bowels and fell over his chair and cried. And the chair was completely soiled. There's no salvaging it. You can't wash it off at that point. It's really in there. He vanished. And then the bird ash appeared for God knows what reason. Elden Ring. That's how it works here. He wasn't even really pointing in any specific direction for what I could tell. Like, it was just sort of... Like, I don't know if he was pointing towards Stormveil. It didn't really look like it. It was more like he was pointing over here, which is nothing. Maybe he was stupid. Maybe he was a stupid ghost. Maybe that's the problem. Alright. Oh, someone mentioned, of course, I was speculating whether or not Margit was actually an omen. His name is literally Margit the Omen. But at the same time, this is a FromSoft game. And more specifically, I don't like committing to anything, because whenever you're interpreting the lore of these crazy-ass things, you really should not commit to any one idea. Because shit will change, or it'll end up being completely misleading. Like, it could end up being that Margit was not actually an omen, he just presented himself as one, or he wanted to be one, which from my understanding is something that another character we meet later on will do himself, I think. There's a character that is obsessed with the idea of being an omen, but he isn't one. But I don't think he calls himself an omen. Maybe he does. I don't know, we'll see. But you get the idea. I just don't like committing to things. So whenever I say Margit may be an omen, I'm not sure. 90%, I like 90%. Also, I was pointing out how I find the winged hussar, sorry, excuse me, the mausoleum knight armor, quote unquote, to be really stupid looking. Whoop, whoop. Don't lock up on me just yet. We just got started. Like this, mainly because the feathers look so ratty looking, and of course the weathering on the bars doesn't look particularly great either. I don't really care too much for what the wing hussars look like either way. Like, I don't really like their look either. Could be better. Was it wearing the... No, look at that. The altered actually allows you to... The funny thing is, this hood... This... Hold on, let me demonstrate. Like, this is the normal cuckoo knight armor, right? It comes with a little shieldy bit that deflects blows away from your precious heart and all its vital juices. This is the altered version, which technically still has... It does still have that little bit on it normally. You can even see it in the icon, but it doesn't have a cape. At the same time, if I wear this little hood, then it gets rid of it. But if I use something else, there it is. It disappears. Like you completely detached it because you're so concerned about your pretty little cape. This is one of the weird ways that there are actually like subcategories of armor that you don't realize even exist. Because this is not only... It is not only the Cuckoo Knight armor, it is the Cuckoo Knight armor altered sub-variant that has a detachable whatever this crazy-ass thing is called that allows you to wear it very specifically with very particular headpieces. So there's actually like probably 4 or something, maybe 5 different sub-variations of models for this one thing. They really go out of their way for some of these things, but at the same time, I would say the Elden Ring, I've got a lot of armor so far. Most of them are just fucking ugly. Like, some of them are kind of usable, most of them are just hideous, a lot of them are just recolors of the same thing. Like the Tree and Beast sword code for Godric. Wait, which one is which? Oh, this is, yeah, for the Academy. So the Academy armor is a recolor of the Godric armor, and of course the Capital armor and the Mausoleum armor, they're all the same thing. There's lots of these. The fashion, like fashion souls has always been a thing. The fashion in Elden Ring is actually pretty weak. It's not very good, sad to say. Perhaps the most disappointing thing of all. Okay. Talk about that on the way, I guess. No, there's one more thing. I put my notes out of order, so I'm getting myself confused. Remember this cave over here, the Academy Crystal Cave? Where it's like, I know there's something up there, I can see it. I'm not going to run all the way back there because there's a bunch of enemies and it'll just take too long to get there. But right before the boss room, where there's those 2 ridiculous Crystallian enemies, and one of them was like using a spear and hopping up and down and going, and I hated him, and then I killed both of them. Remember that? So right before that, there's a room that had a door. Like, I stood in front of the door and refused to open it as I talked for like 15 minutes, much as I'm doing right now, yes. It had one enemy in it that was like a normal enemy, and then it had a battle mage enemy in it who was like a big tall man whose ass I kicked. Like, violently plastered him. And then you go inside of the little area that he's in, and there's a guy up on a cliff. He's like, hey, I'm on a cliff, you can't get me. And then I killed him too. But he was up on a ledge that you can't jump up to. There was an invisible wall that was like behind him. So even though it looked like it was a tunnel that was leading to another room, it was actually leading down to an invisible area, like an invisible wall structure. And the thing that was up there, once you get past him, like you go through the invisible wall in the room that you were previously in. I should have just gone there in the amount of time I've spent talking about this. Like, shit. You go up there, and it's on that same little cliff structure. It is in an Academy glintstone staff, I think. Which is something I don't care about, but I will mention that it's there. It indeed is there, if I can figure out where the hell... No, it's not up here. It's down here, so no, it's not. It's in some sort of subcategory. I don't know what it is. I have no idea where it is. No. No. The way they organize these is so strange. No, wait, this is the inventory. Yeah, let me just do through equipment. That'd be the easiest way, because they actually put all of them in one place. Okay, yeah, here we are. God damn it, I have multiple versions of it now. Maybe it wasn't the Academy Glintstone Staff. Which one was it? No, it was the Crystal Staff. Because the Academy Glintstone Staff is the staff that the actual sorcerers drop. And I actually farmed them for their clothing as well. I ripped it right off their bodies. Staff the Academy of Relicaria, embedded with a turquoise glintstone. Only recognized sorcerers permitted to wield this staff. It's such useless text. Sorcerers use this. That's it. That's all there is to it. And apparently I got a couple more of them in co-op. I got really tired of selling these things. Got more digger staffs too. I've probably sold 50 digger staffs. Ugh. Okay, but Crystal Staff is the one that I was actually looking for. Crystal Staff, there it is. See this gaudy looking pile of crap? Looks like another fucking He-Man toy. Even mages get them, I guess. Even staffs are afflicted. Staff fashioned from pure crystal. Of course it is. That's why it's blue and looks like plastic. A deed impossible for a human. I bet a Crystallion did it. Ooh, they're so mysterious. I don't know why I'm being so derisive and mocking of the Crystallions. They're stupid. Let's face it. The way they hop around like fools, they're stupid. The Crystallion's fake... Wait, the Crystallion's fake cogitation... I don't know that one, is known as the Wisdom of Stone. Yeah, I'm sure it is. God damn. You know, this game is so pretentious. Like, honestly. Like, hey, do you actually read these sentences and be like, oh yeah, of course. Like, listen to this. The Crystallion's faint cogitation is known as the Wisdom of Stone. Ooh! I'm gonna have to peek that down in the capture later. It's so goddamn pretentious. Anyways, this staff can only be wielded by those of intellect high enough to grasp such wisdom. Oh, I bet. It really seems like you have to be mighty smart to be able to figure this out. If you twist the bomb, it plays a little song, and then candy pops out. Only people of high intellect can reason it. The Wisdom of Stone. They're just so smart. Even though they're dumb little crystal things that are made to look like people and they hop around like idiots and they die in 1 or 2 swings, they're very, very smart. They taught sorcerers everything they know. You have to be really smart to get on their level. Alright, farmed out their dumbass sorcerer set that looks like shit. These motherfuckers dropped this garbage. It's covered in their piss because they pissed themselves when I murdered them. Robe worn by their scholars of sorcery, those who dedicate themselves to the study of glintstones formed from starry amber, receive this modest yet elegant deep navy garb after making their vows of virtue and austerity. Because that's something I definitely associate with sorcerers. It's their virtue and austerity. As they stand up on top of a tower, plucking you with 5 damage each from this pathetic little soul arrow. Pew, pew, I'm so virtuous. Look at me, mama. Pew, pew. Oh, my little boy, so virtuous and austere. That's them. It's them. But with extended life, one is apt to forget old vows. Oh, see? See? It's because the Elden Ring got shattered, and now everyone's immortal, even though they're clearly not. I've been enjoying everyone trying to figure out the rules. Like, I'm sure later on Elden Ring will probably make a pathetic attempt to rationalize how come some people die and some people aren't, and so forth and so on. Which, I'm sure that the second that I hear it, I will immediately start shooting gigantic holes through it. But until then, people are like, no, it's explained probably, sort of. It's not going to get explained, I can already tell. But I've been enjoying the people trying to create rationalizations for it that sort of almost seem like they might make some degree of sense, but it kind of just comes down to the writer wants them to be alive. That's kind of just what it is. Just either the writer wants them to be dead or he wants them to be alive. So shut up and stop asking questions. That's the deal. That's the dealio. Alright. That is that. I also want to mention that the bloodstain that we looked at, Roger's bloodstain thing, apparently that is caused by the... That is the... What are you doing? That is the animation for death blight, I think it is. But I've never seen it before because I've never actually been, you know, afflicted by it. Let's start here. So I don't recognize it. So the minute that we actually see it, which apparently it is exactly as I described it, like big thorny tentacles shooting up and stabbing you through the body. As soon as I see it, I can clap my hands and be like, oh, I clapped when I saw it. I recognize that. And then we can all have a big old hoot about it. Mm-hmm. Wee. Okay. Also, some people, like every so often I'll get a sword art and I'll say this is probably another one of those shitty sword arts that all look the same and do the same thing. And in a more like broad general sense, you know, all the sword arts and all the sword arts, like most of these that are like up here, most of them, not all of them, most of these are just pure garbage. They like just don't really do anything. And whenever you see people talking about the best sword arts, even the best sword arts in the game really aren't that amazing. They're okay at clearing mobs, but why do you need to clear mobs so badly? Are you really burning half of your entire FP bar to kill like 10 basic enemies at the same time? Do you need to? You get the idea. The way I personally appraise the value of Ashes of War or Arts of War, whatever you want to call them, is whenever I absolutely need to take things up a notch to handle a situation, can it do that? And in most cases, the answer is no. Like, kick, not gonna do it. Endure, actually I think in this patch it doesn't work. Or in the previous patch, I can't remember. But it has been bugged so it doesn't actually do anything. Wild Strikes, it's okay. And I can only name the ones that I remember. Wild Strike's sort of okay, although you can still get knocked out of it pretty easily. So it's not good against bosses, obviously, whatsoever. But against, like, bigger knight enemies, then, yeah, it can kind of do something. You'll take a lot of damage trying to use it, though. Stamp Sweep, no, absolutely not. Stamp Uppercut, absolutely not. Ground Slam is okay. Like, it's okay. And Warcry, generally, no, it's terrible. However, you can use this in your offhand, and then, because the game is weird, whenever you use Warcry, it doesn't look to see that you're using it on that weapon. So if you pull it out in your left hand, and then use it, and then put it back, and two-hand your... I hate doing this, by the way, it's so goddamn awkward. Here, I'll even demonstrate doing it. Stop it. Get off, you freak. Alright, so right now I'm two-handing this, right? And I have my offhand axe that I like to use for gaining FP that I don't actually use. So I have to, like, hold down A, in my case, hit my left, my L1 to be able to switch to the axe, but that does not two-hand it. It just brings it out. So then I have to hit A and then L1 again, and then release A, and now I'm two-handing it. Then I have to hit L2, and that uses whatever it is. In this case, it would be Warcry. Then I have to hold down A, R1 again, and that, again, just brings out the weapon itself. It doesn't actually two-hand it. Then I have to do, again, A plus R1, and then that will finally two-hand the weapon. Like, you see how fucking awkward that is? They really need to reevaluate how they handle these systems. Like, even if the old two-handing method was still there, this is still incredibly awkward. I kind of gotten to where I just hit the arrow over key, like left, because, I don't know, there's something about the fact that I had to hold down A and, like, go through the whole two-handing thing, and it doesn't work the first time. It feels a little bit more natural. It's terrible. It's just it's so goddamn awful, either way. Anyways, as soon as you use Warcry, If you switch back to another better weapon, a meta weapon, like Blasphemous Blade or something, which I will get eventually, and then use Warcry with that, since it's still affecting you, then it becomes like a really good skill to have. So, in some cases, it gets incredibly particular. Also, here's something else to mention. Notice I'm two-handing the weapon now. Whenever I call Horsey and Horsey appear, I'm one-handing the weapon. However, since I was two-handing the weapon before I got on Horsey, it still counts as two-handing the weapon. Right? Of course, yes. But if I was not riding Horsey, and I was only one-handing the weapon, that's a sin. Because when you get back on Horsey, it counts, even though you'd still look exactly the same, it only counts as you holding it one-handed. I don't know if they've fixed this since release. I don't think they have. I think this is still the case. So if you're using like a big heavy weapon, which I have several of that I can't actually use one-handed, like Graphic Blade Greatsword or something, then if you get on horseback while you were one-handing it for whatever reason, like you were casting a spell with your offhand or whatever, and then you got on the horse, then you would not meet the requirements to be able to use it on horseback, unless you two-handed it. So you would actually like notice that and be like, oh, for some reason I'm doing way less damage. Oh, I remember, I was one-handing my weapon. So you would actually have to stop, get off your horse, two-hand your weapon, get back on the horse. Because if you actually attempt to two-hand while you're on horseback, for some reason it doesn't two-hand the weapon. It doesn't do that. It just switches to your other weapon. Don't ask me why. And I think even whenever you get off, notice I was two-handing. Now it goes back to one-handing. So if you dare do that while you're on horseback, I think you actually even lose the two-handing state. So you end up having to get off and do it all over again. It's not good, is it? It's not good. Anyways, I guess I'm done complaining about that. Perfect game, though. Absolutely perfect game. This is the best game ever made. It's a good game. It has lots of issues, though. Most of them are very small issues, though. Okay, but today I decided that I'm going to ride all up in here and try to take care of as much of this area as I possibly could. Not many people really expressed any preference one way or the other on where I go. Because, let's be frank, most of you are not watching the screen. You're just listening to this as a podcast. And then ever so often when I say piss or something, you're like, ah, he said a funny word. And then that's it. Then you go back to fantasizing about furries or whatever it is that you're doing. And that's your life. That's your entire life. Okay, now we're finally back to man hugging tablet. He's very happy about it. He loves his tablet. I'm so happy with my tablet. I love him. Now, you might be asking, what is the lore of man with tablet who is happy? I don't know. It doesn't even really look as... It doesn't look like anything that I recognize, as far as I know. Hello, horse. Like it's a tablet. What could it be? What could it be? What could this tablet be? Anything at all that I recognize. Anything at all. Anything? You got anything up there, Brain? I got nothing. Alright, Brain's got nothing. He's pretty happy about it all the same. We'll keep a lookout in case we see any tablets that look remotely like that. He's pretty happy about it, though. These are sort of ruinous areas, though. Like, this is called the Ruined Labyrinth. And by the way, that stupid spiky shield that I got that I was mocking for being a bunch of antlers that was given to a tarnished or whatever, that's down over here, I think. So I don't know what I'm talking about there. But yeah, there are ruins here. It used to be ruins of something. Although, as with most Elden Ring quote-unquote ruins, they don't actually make any sense. like what structure used to be here, the answer is nothing, because these are kind of just generic pillars that they have haphazardly placed in various areas. Like, presumably, there's a column right here, so the roof of whatever it was supporting would have been here on this level. But in other areas, we see that they would go absolutely nowhere near that height, unless people have just been abducting the middle sections of these pillars. And I guess it sort of rudimentarily forms what could be considered to be a rectangle. Although it, like, curves over in that direction, so no, it doesn't. Also, there's a statue, what would have just been sitting outside of that area. Plus, there's also even more columns that are just over there for some reason, because ruins! We'll just use our fucking ruin brush and just pepper the fucking terrain with them. Who gives a shit if it makes any sense? And also, there's more happy men with tablets over there. They're all very excited about it. Maybe in my second playthrough, when I go back through this area, I'll be like, oh yes, of course, Happy Man with Tablet. That's Tablonius, whose lore is that he's actually the third son of the Mogwin dynasty, or whatever. I'm sure there'll be something, but for the time being, it just looks like pure nonsense. Take that, Ram. Okay, so here's a walking mausoleum. We've been over this before. I don't much care for it, but it's the only way that's... it's the only way of actually getting up here. Because if you go this direction, you just end up back where we were doing the Black Knight Catacombs. So, off we go. Whee! I don't think there's anything over here. I haven't really done any thorough exploration of this area whatsoever. So I'm mainly relying on my map markers. You know what that looks like? Those look like roots. Which is unusual, considering that... Actually, that looks like a... Mausoleum, don't you stompy over here. Don't you be stompy. That looks like the upper half. So that would have been Happy Tablonius Man. And that, presumably, then would have been his lower half. But we don't see the lower half on any of the other statues because they're underground. So it's almost as though he was planted there. And his lower half is transparently designed to look like a tree. So maybe that's like a... what are they called? Easter Island statues. Whatever they're actually called. Moa heads? I can't remember. But maybe it's one of those deals where they designed it a certain way and then planted the bottom half in the ground. Although in this case, it kind of just is there. Unless it actually physically grew, which would be pretty radical, but I have no proof of that, so we'll just move on all the same. There's stuff over here. Let's try to use some degree of sense in our methods of exploration, although no promises, right? Alright. Let me see what I missed down here. Oh, sorry, point B. With the whole... I hate it whenever I start a thought and then finish it like 10 minutes later. But with the whole Ash of War thing, I absolutely promise you I will be using way more of them when I am allowed to. Because as I have mentioned, the game does not think highly of me actually using the damn things. And there is that. I think I've already got that marked. No, it's just a message. Oh, hello. Oh, wait, I know this area. This is where I farmed. Yeah, I'm just back here. Okay. There's nothing over here except for assholes. Alright, we can just go this way. But because of the fact that I'm a faith user, and not a dex heavy or quality user, which, by the way, quality fucking sucks in this game. Which is really radical, because usually it's the other way around. Like, it requires more investment to be able to meet all the stats, and as a result it... As a result, it, requires more of a sacrifice in terms of what things that you're not allowed to have. There's really no benefit at all to going quality in this game. Like, this game's version of quality is not like 40-40 like it is in most of the other games. It's more like... whatever the halfway point is, like 27 for heavy, or it's some weird number like that. That's back down where those guys are. Like 27 or 28. And then the dex is like 34 or something. Like, they're very low numbers. But that's this game's version of dex. Also, sometimes, yeah, the Stompy Boy just kind of stops what he's doing, which is cool. I guess this is supposed to be your one opportunity for you to ride up and get rid of... I guess I could, like, briefly show that. But you're supposed to get rid of these. Like these weird little skulls that are all over its little feetsies. He doesn't like them. It's like pulling the thorn from the lion's paw, I suppose. But if you get rid of enough of them, he'll sit his ass down. Whoop, down he goes. Or not. Maybe he's just squealing. Nope, timber. There he goes. And I think you only have to do this once. But after you pluck the thorn from the lion's paw, he is healed. And he does this little animation where he sinks back down to the ground and becomes a permanent fixture of the map. And actually, I've already done this to the one that was down in the Weeping Peninsula. This little stompy boy down here. I actually did that out of boredom one day. I just wanted to see what would happen. Because I actually expected him to stand back up after I rested at a... bonfire point of grace. But this is what it looks like. He does not. He does not. Oh, sorry, but... What the... Took away my item. I came down here to get it. But, sorry, to finish my thought about the Ashes of War. As soon as I get the ability to do a... As soon as I get the ability to convert any Ash of War into either fire or sacred, and I think there might be like one other thing that I can use. I think it's just those two, though. Then I will start using them. It's one of the flaws of this game, is because of those dumbass whetstones, that fucking stupid whetstone system, I see no point in that system existing. There's no benefit to it. It just cripples your ability to do anything. But as a result of that, I can only use two different Ashes of War, and it's the two that you see here, Golden Vow and Sacred Blade. That's all I am allowed to use, because that's all that the game has made available to me. The only way for me to actually use anything else will be to actually go to the capital, which is like the mid-game, and there's no way in there without actually like circumventing all the content, which I've already said I'm not going to do. So if I get like a fire one, I'll try to use that one some, because I think that has the same scaling. It also scales with faith. But until then, I'm kind of fucked. That's one of the problems with this game. It shouldn't be doing that, but it does. So anyways, if you ever wondered what was in here, and you, for some reason, are one of those people that have not played the game and are just watching me play it, which, wow, that must suck. Then again, maybe you hate this game just by watching it. I don't know. But here's what it is. It's just another headless person. So maybe one of the people that cut their own heads off, whatever the hell's going on there. And they're holding out their hands, just waiting for your piss, waiting for all of it, just warm piss to trickle down. And as soon as you give them, you can, like, I only have one. I just have Godric's here. You can give them this, and they'll duplicate it, so you'll have two of them. Which, there is supposedly a lore implication to this, like somehow it is transcribed on the roots of the Erd tree, or it's some dumb, pretentious horseshit that makes no sense. But it's a video game thing where you're able to duplicate a boss soul in case you want both of the weapons. But of course, as mentioned, in order to obtain all the boss weapons, you will need to absolutely go through the game at least twice. Which is kind of shitty of them, but FromSoft is used to being shitty, so what are you going to do? But even if you use up the boss soul, getting tired of saying boss souls, even if you use up the boss soul, you can go right down the road and use one of these mausoleums, and even if you don't have it anymore, it still is like, nah, you had it. Just fucking forget it, dude. I'll replicate it anyways. I know what it is. I'm a video game. I mean, it does it because it's a video game. Pretty cool, huh? Okay. I've actually already been through this below us. I don't think there's anything actually up here. I'll ride over there anyways. Look at it. Check it out. Explore the vast open reaches of Elden Ring. There's secrets around every corner. While you look here, there's some dirty, maggot-filled corpses over here, just waiting to be made. There's always something, always an adventure, you know? Fucking adventures plenty. Look at all these adventures I'm having. Why do you guys want to see my new favorite trick? As soon as I can cycle to it, because the weapon, or the spell system fucking sucks. See what you're doing. That's my new favorite thing to do. No, not a fucking bow. Why do I still... Oh, yeah, I was trying to kill that sorcerer before. Oh, God damn it, I'm being summoned, I forgot. I need to turn this off. Stop answering. Oh, it won't let me! It won't let me! I guess you guys will have to enjoy me either jumping off a cliff or... White Weeping Peninsula, good God. Like way down here now. Well, whatever. Let's go down here and interfere with destiny. Let's go here and try to slap him. I'm not going to take this seriously. Let me just go down here and like try to slap him with my tail. He's also sneaking. Aha! I slapped him with my tail. I'm a naughty boy. I like this harassing them. I don't really... I love being the support guy, where I don't actually engage with them. I'm just there to sort of be annoying. It's pretty fun. I like it whenever I, like, run around and I don't actually do anything. Just kind of psych them out. Hunter James summon. Oh no, James is going to outplay me. Okay. This is taking up more time than I wanted. I should just get myself killed intentionally. Get him up against the wall. This is one of the problems with invaders in the open world, is that there's just infinite space. I guess the idea that they're going for is if there's infinite space and they can run around forever, hey, you could just, like, leave, right? Oh, you actually got hit. Yeah, no, two-hand, please. Oh. Yep, definitely don't have time for this. Especially since the host is fucked off and doesn't seem to give a shit about what's going on. Flame of Frenzy is pretty useful as far as trying to create shenanigans scenarios. Yeah, he decided to roll that direction. Use lightning strike. That might be fun. Very inaccurate, but still fun. He's going. Something funny about just sprinting after someone for like a good 5 minutes. Then you just like hit them after that entire time. Ah. Okay, he's trying to be a rapscallion too. Okay, there we go. That's completely unfair to him. He probably had a really bad time. Here, I'll lay down. That's the thrill of being a hunter, is giving invaders a really bad experience, which I'm sure that they appreciate. So long, James. I was actually thinking the other day, since I've already been over in the invasion system quite a lot. Let me take this off, so I don't have to deal with that again. It takes forever to get those done. For LP purposes, anyways. In my off time, yeah, I'll fuck around. Like, I'm the kind of person, whenever it comes to like PvP like that, I never want to try, I just want to screw around for as long as possible. It's almost like I'm drawing. I just want to create weird scenarios for people to deal with. So the more unusual it is, the better for me. What was up here? But I was thinking about this. The whole concept of invasions I've already been over. But I was thinking about ways of sort of replacing that system while having the same experience. Because to me, if you're an invader, the most fun part about being an invader, you know, was something around here. I don't know what it was. Guess I'll have to look up that shitty interactive map. The best part about being invader is not actually like the PvP. Fuck the fucking PvP. PvP in Souls games sucks ass. It's sort of being a nuisance. It's like showing up, doing a little bit of damage, triggering a trap, running away. Like running away and giggling. That's like 90% of the fun of being an invader. It's like causing shenanigans and then sprinting away as the host is like, oh, there he goes, that miserable little fuck. And you're like, hee 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 hee. You know, because you're a little rascal, right? Apparently there's nothing here. No, wait, hold on. There has to be. Yes, there's a stalwart horn charm. There's a hole in the wall somewhere. Okay, if you say so. Yeah, that's the most fun part. Yeah, it's probably like right around here. Maybe? This looks like a hole in the wall. I hate it whenever they're a little bit too well hidden. I don't have a big opinion, or a high opinion, of the whole exploration style in this game, as far as like obtaining items goes. Like if you get within 10 meters of something, or like probably longer than that, like a good 20 meters, and the game is like, hey, there's something nearby, that's fine. If it works like that, that's absolutely fine. Otherwise, is that a fucking, another fucking goddamn bear? I hate those stinging fucking things. Yeah, there just needs to be a little bit better system, because right now what everyone is doing is just loading up the interactive map and being like, okay, it's somewhere around here. Let me spend the next few... Let's spend the next hour trying to figure out where the hell the damn thing is. Okay, I think I'm nowhere near wherever it's supposed to be. Yeah, it's gotta be... Because the interactive map does a really, really bad job of actually... It does a really bad job of depicting where something actually is, but you kind of eventually get the impression of where things are supposed to be. Anyway, hello, Smiley Man. Hello, Tablonius, whatever I called you. But I like the idea of trying to... Because I mentioned before the idea of what if you... You know, invaded into the... You, like, possessed a normal enemy's body, you know? Like you... Oh, it actually lets you ride down around in here. In the horse. That's strange. What if you possessed enemy bodies? What if you became a knight? What if you... You know, possessed them and your Estus Flask charges were a depiction of the amount of times that you could do that. So if you showed up with 3, then whenever that first knight died, then you leap into the body of another one that's nearby, and you can move them around the map in a way that's kind of unnatural. And that's your main power. And your goal is not necessarily to kill the guy. No, don't chip off. Your goal isn't necessarily to kill them, but to like deplete their resources in some way, or accomplish some other goal that they would prefer that you not do. Like, the main thing to me is just don't... do not kill the host. Just inconvenience them. And 2, you should not do something that would require them to, like, quit out of the game and reload. So if you're, like, thinking, oh, they'll have to... Like, it does something that ruins their map instance, so they have to go back to the bonfire and rest. No, don't do that either. It's annoying. Don't do that either. Let me actually look at my instructions real fast, because I'm getting nowhere. What the... Oh, for God's sakes. You miserable Fuck, I'm gonna kill the shit out of you. No, I want to do a charge. Fucking nosy bitch. What are you doing down here? Mind my own business. What are you doing? Oh, being dead? Maybe you should mind your own fucking oh, you can't, because you're dead. Okay, anyways. Can be found here. Fast travel to the mausoleum. Fast travel to mausoleum compound. I have no idea what they're talking about. I don't think... Can you actually fast travel to these things? It didn't show up, and there's no waypoint, so... Oh, wait. Mausoleum compound. It's a completely unrelated thing. Head up to the light incline to the left. Towards the cliff. To the west. When you are at the cliff... I hate doing this, by the way. This is usually why I try to memorize what's in an area before I do the LP. First experiences. Whoa, how did he react? Oh, he reacted by just standing in place and researching for 10 minutes, so it's really exciting. When you're at the cliff, look south for a hole in the wall. I don't know what they're talking about. Start here. Maybe they mean here. Head up the light incline to the left. Let me just fast travel again. No, come on. Just fast travel again so I know exactly what direction that they're trying to indicate. Okay. Presumably this is what they want. Head up the light incline to the left. There is no light incline to the left, unless they mean this fallen structure. Do they mean the fallen structure? Or do they mean the cliff edge? Either way, none of this is actually like an incline, unless they mean the hill itself, but that's not to the left, it's like north, it's up. When you're at the cliff, so like this, I guess? I don't know. Look south for a hole in the wall. What do you mean south for a hole in the wall? There's no hole in any wall. There's no wall at all. It's open terrain. Oh, I don't know. I hate this shit. It looks like, from the interactive map, it looks like it's absolutely nowhere near where they're insinuating it is. Let's just go down and look for hole in wall. Hole in wall? No, no hole in wall here. Hole in wall, hole in wall. Once I'm at the cliff. Maybe this cliff? No. Look south for a hole in the wall. Why would you look south? There's no cliff facing south, unless you're going in the complete opposite direction. Supposedly it's like right around here. But there's nothing actually here. Fantastic. This is my favorite part. This is my favorite LP part so far. At least I'm not really angry, I'm just kind of mildly annoyed. Are they talking about this again? Because I've already been in there. And it's not a hole, it's just like a circular area that doesn't have a goddamn thing in it. What is it? Let me just look at... Because it may be something that I already picked up and forgot about it. I kind of doubt it. No, it's not. Because that's a talisman. I absolutely do not have whatever this is. Stalwart Horn Charm. I don't have that. Let me just read its description. An accoutrement worn by the ancestral followers. Said to be a budding horn, so more of that shit. The ancestral followers believe that the horns of a long-lived beast continue to bud like antlers. Over and over again, until the beast one day becomes an ancestral spirit. Aw, how lovely. Now where is it? Yeah, I don't see fucking shit. I don't know what they're talking about. But this is one of the reasons why I don't like the way the Elden Ring is laid out. Because it becomes almost completely impossible to find anything. But presumably it's in this area somewhere. Like this big open area that could be anything. It's somewhere around here. And because the people that actually leave the markers on the interactive map that tell you where things are can't place them accurately, like they just shit them somewhere within like 100,000 kilometers. Somewhere, you fucking find it. I don't fucking care. You do it. Like that's the attitude I guess they have. And it's just really cool of them. Okay, well anyways, let's move on. Got shit to do. I'll find it off screen one day. It'd be funny if I like rode up here and it's just sitting out here in the middle of the open. Let's see. What path to take? I guess we'll have to go up this way. And there's the church. There's stuff over here. I think that this is sort of the area where the thing I think is the Flame of Frenzy itself is. I think. We will find out. Or not. Also, even though there's like not a goddamn thing up here, isn't it cool that they have this giant cliff facing so that you can't actually reach that upper plateau? Super cool. Really appreciate it. And yes, I do remember that I had been talking about the invasion system, but now I'm like mildly annoyed. So I'm trying to get to the point where I'm not mildly annoyed before I start trying to talk about it again. I guess this is the only way. They don't want you to do anything except for go straight to the Erdtree boss, so let's go do that, I guess. That will surely be an absolute adventure. No, motherfucker, you're not riding directly into the path of all the enemies. I know that you were positioned very specifically for that. It doesn't even do anything. I can never quite tell what particular one of those is good for anything. Anyways, here we are at the Erdtree boss. Do I even dare bother with this crap? Can my boys handle this? I upgraded them to +3, though. I also upgraded this stupid bird, but I don't want to risk using this dumbass bird for anything. Oh, a summoning pool! Cool, a summoning pool just out in the middle of goddamn nowhere. That's very cool. I appreciate that being here. In a place that could be very easily missed, because that's such a great system. See, okay, while these guys are like idiot stomping on the ground to bring all the boys to the yard, I'm gonna shoot him in the back to bring him over here so I can very slowly piecemeal these guys. My spine! Oh, I'm sorry. Did that make your horns glow? Will I face your wrath now? No, it doesn't look like... Oh, excuse me. I forgot that you're... Oh, that's what the glowy horny man are. I remember that now. The ones that have the glowy horns are the ones that cheat. And they'll just lose their minds and start attacking you with infinite amounts of poise. I'm not used to them being above ground. But they immediately initialize their horny mode. Like, I'm gonna win regardless of what you do, because I'm an Elden Ring enemy. Fuck you. The whole world revolves around me. No, not the fucking longbow. I hate having 3 weapons equipped on one bar. Fur leggings. Thank you. It's been my dream to have fur leggings. Alright, you too. They always scream. Well, I enjoy doing that. Whenever they, I have them scream. They always scream the same bitchy, whiny way. It's my favorite thing to do. As far as doing bitchy, whiny screams goes. Okay, one more. Well, 2 more, technically. I'm so mad now. I'm gonna beat him up. I was stomping peacefully and looking for random people to murder peacefully. Because I'm an ancient fall, I respect nature. That's what I do. Shoot this stupid motherfucker. Alright, come on, dumbass. No one gives a shit, we have to say. Just get over here. Yeah, we know, we've all heard it. And then one for you. Wow, thanks for... the whole game locked up. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, whenever their horns glow, they get, like, infinite poise, because of course. Of course they do. And they just lose their minds and start flailing around. Because that's what modern FromSoft games are all about. They're not about, like, reading your opponents and very carefully pacing yourself and getting your footing just so, and then waiting for them to do a specific attack string so that you can get in, like, an attack string of, like, 5 moves in a row and it feels really good. No, you gotta painstakingly wait for them to finish their 18 attack string so that you can get in your 1 katana hit. And then go back to sucking your own dick like you do, because you're a stupid motherfucker that plays FromSoft games. Alright, let's try to kill this dumbass thing. Sure, this won't be annoying. Flame of Frenzy and my good old-fashioned bully ball will be the best ways of handling this. Alright. Wow, that reached further than I thought. Taste my butthole. Ugh. No, Timothy! Or whatever. I can't remember what their names are. Whoa, what the hell was that? Couldn't even see it. Here, I'll do one attack. Man, I'm so fucking overleveled. Actually, it's more that my my seal is really well upgraded for this. Alright, enemy failed. I'm the greatest thing that ever happened since sliced bread. Alright, there we go. Magic, shrouding. It's always one. It's always you, isn't it, Timothy? You always gotta take your time. It's okay. We appreciate your company. Gonna leave? Alright. Drive safely. Magic, shrouding, crack tier. Lightning, shrouding, crack tier. Oh, and holy shrouding, crack tier. I wonder what they do. I hope it's something that's just extremely memorable. I'm sure that it doesn't do something stupid like just reduce a specific damage type. No, it boosts damage types. Okay. Gonna make some guys. Boost the power one's magic. Lightning. Holy. Great. Well, at least he's out of the way. That guy in particular is really annoying because there is a... you can actually get up to this plateau by, like, hopping up here. I've done this before. Come on. Yeah, by hopping up here, then using your telescope to position your horsey. But that guy is so precariously positioned right fucking there that he has a tendency to be like, oh, I guess I'll just so happen to wander over here. Did I just so happen to see the human player? I guess I'll have to start a boss fight. No, don't quit out. Don't quit out of the game. God damn it. He reseated my position. Now I gotta... Ooh, I just had the random impulse to go over here again. Is that a human player? And that just keeps happening over and over again. It's super cool. Yeah. I don't think I have room to do this. Nope, just barely. Okay. Oh, you motherfucker. Horse, that was you. That's all you, horse. Horse! Well, you guys get the idea. You can do it that way. I think you might be able to go over here. Or this is probably just death. Yeah, this is falling off the edge. How are you actually supposed to get up there? Because all of this is like nothing except for this cliffs. Even though the map is drawn in such a way to make it look like you can get up here, you cannot. Oh, this dotted line is supposed to be a big-ass cliff. So is this really the intended way for you to get up here? Surely not. It's too awkward. Like, look at this. And your horse is a moron. So anytime you're like double jump safely, he's like, oh, like here? And then he jumps to the fucking moon. Like this? No, not like that. Why are you like this? Now let me look through my telescope so you can actually behave yourself. Now listen very carefully. Using our tiny, delicate little horsey feet. There we go. See, that wasn't too bad, was it? Alright. Fucking half-wit. Alright, we can get rid of this stupid thing. And then take our little posteriors up here to get what is presumably a waypoint. Then I can very safely talk about being a naughty, naughty invader. Finally. It's been my fucking dream. Alright. I've never actually explored up here before. Even though I have, in like one of my parts, I briefly rode past this area. Yep, see, look at that. Because I did see that thing. And I was like, what the fuck is that? I think that is the Flame of Frenzy, considering that it looks just like a frame of Frenzy. Did I say Frame of Frenzy? Probably did. Okay. Now, what should we do first? Probably, I think there's like optional naughty men over there. Let me rest first. Speaking of naughty men, let me reiterate what I was trying to say. So yeah, invasions. Invasions kind of suck for invaders. And as I said before, you could probably do the thing where you invade via possessing knights or whatever have you, and run about causing chaos like that. And maybe your objective is to deal a certain amount of damage to the host or something, but that's also not really satisfying. That's one of the reasons why I was having sort of an issue with thinking up solutions. It's because the game doesn't really give you too much in terms of what you would want to do to a host. Like, you could even... Is that the... Okay, this is... Yeah, this is... Wow. I can't believe actually showing up here first and then going down. That seems ridiculous. But that's where the Black Knife Catacombs are. And our Radiant Boy down there, who's just incandescent as fuck. So what exactly you would do to the host? I don't know. You can make it more of a solution of you have to kill their co-op partners and you're not allowed to actually do anything to the host. But then is the host allowed to do something to you? That seems like it would be really irritating. So I don't know about that one. It's a toughie. It's one of the things that I've never quite figured out, but I'm sure that there's some sort of solution to it. Hello, by the way. Now, remember the big... Man, that helmet looks cool. Remember the big spectral ghosty men that were next to the Lucerne that I got? Oh, don't fucking great swords. He was the big giant, or the troll, excuse me, that was down there was this guy. Not literally this guy, but this same... Come on. This same model. Except, you know, in ghost form. Now in ghost form! Nice sword, by the way. I killed you, but you look fucking radical. I like your sword, too. What a good boy. Shame he's dead. Who killed him? Who killed good boy? Anyways, one of the other ideas I had for invasion was, what if instead of invading via possession or invading like normal invasions are now, what if you did get summoned into the world, but instead of being you were like my little imps over here. Like you were some small, nasty little animal man, and you like dart around and you're really small, but you're very fast and you're hard to catch. You don't have much health, but you're a pain in the ass. And this is for me, but anytime that you like run, you make like a little giggling noise, like like you're up to no good. That's important. That's very important. Because you're like conniving and you're trying to start shit and you're trying to get away with it. And your whole thing is like throwing crap at the... just throwing like feces at the host, or setting off traps, or leaping on someone's... It's like playing a Left 4 Dead. Not Back 4 Blood. Left 4 Dead specifically. Like the jockeys, I think they're called. Like doing that, like you jump out and like grab a hold of someone and you're like able to try to steer them off of a cliff. You don't really do much damage, but you're there to be as annoying as possible. And to me, like even if I'm the host, I still find it to be, it's still annoying, like make no mistake, but it's also kind of fun because it's that same experience of what the fuck is that thing? And this little like goblin man just jumping out. You missed all the puzzle in there. This little goblin man jumping out to like fuck with you. It's fantastic. This is another erudition pose or whatever emote. I don't know how you get it, but there's an emote called erudition, I think, and you have to use it in front of these stupid statues. Then after you use it, that's quote unquote the puzzle. It's not really a puzzle, it's more just you eventually get a key, but I don't have the key right now. Now this guy, I thought I was supposed to kill him, and he was supposed to drop something. What was up here? Giant Hunt. That was supposed to be Giant Hunt, but he didn't drop anything. So maybe that it used to be this way, and it just got removed? But the interactive map has him marked as dropping it, so I guess it's not just another thing that the interactive map is completely wrong about. That is 0 for 2 today, giant interactive map. Okay, that's cool. Glad I wasted my time coming over here. I thought that was strange because I did notice that Giant Hunt is shown as being dropped from 2 completely different things. No, we're not starting that. God, the audacity of having... What's that guy's name? Like Roa or... No. Rolo? I can't remember what his name is, but the statue man. The audacity of having him up here. Because it's way harder to get up here than it is anywhere else. Let me actually look up Giant Hunt real fast. Dropped by the Lone Wandering Troll Knight. That is a complete lie. That is not true. Dropped also by a mini-boss Knight's Cavalry. Appears only at night. And I think that one might be one of the ones that I've skipped. Yes, that is... Well, I haven't gotten to that area yet, which might explain it. Okay, so... I'll worry about that in the future. Let's look at this horrible, horrible eye, first of all. Oh, there it is, okay. So I think just looking at it... I don't know if it's if your character looks at it. Let me test that. Hold on. Okay, your character looks at it. Oh, now it starts building. If I turn my camera, even my eyes start to glow. Also, presumably... Yeah, presumably my eyes have started to change color, although I can't really tell. But I think doing the white-faced... whatever his name is, Vare, his questline, where I got my finger cut off, but it was fine. Presumably that will make your eyes change color, maybe to red, or maybe it's something that happens later. Either way, my eye color was already sort of this very specific shade of brown, so I can't tell if that actually did anything or not. Anyways, yeah. So I guess our objective is to get over here. Oh, don't start doing that when I'm not even looking. So we have to get there as carefully as possible. So it's just the Bloodborne, don't look, don't wake daddy thing again. Hello, wolves. You're completely unaffected by this. It's cool. Me too. For reals. I want to get the skull. Precious single shitty rune. Thank God I got it. Alright. Now, what's the approach vector on this? Like, whoa! That's pretty big. That looks like there's something in the center, too. Almost like it's meant to look like an eye. And of course, all the rats around here are also just extremely naughty. Naughty rats. They had glowing eyes. Why? Get off the fucking horse, you idiot! Would have been nice if he had actually responded by commands. I have noticed that if you're, like, turning on the horse, the fact that the horse is turning requires priority because, the animation gets locked otherwise. Like, your horse has to be completely still or else it's just like, no, we gotta make sure all the animations align perfectly. Fuck you. Jesus Christ, it feels fast. Which is not really a problem, it's more a problem that it goes down really slowly. Way too slowly, like I'm gonna just sit here for a while. It's ridiculous. Okay, well anyways. To finish my thought about being a horrible little goblin man, I would find it to be really fun in the course of doing invasions. Especially if... It really, you know what it is? Just... The invasion system just needs to be Left 4 Dead. That's what it actually is. Like, there need to be different kinds of invaders. Go away. There needs to be different kinds of invaders. Get off the horse. Get off the horse! Get off the horse! What is wrong with you? Over here mashing the fucking button as hard as I goddamn can. Come on. Come on. I'm not going out into the open. You want to come over here? No, I don't, because you're very clearly just trying to get me killed. Just get your stupid asses over here. God damn this game. Like, even the fucking rats are conspiring with the game scripts. Yeah, I see you too. No, over here, right? Where it's safe? No. I'm just glad it didn't use this little bitch head slap that it does for free damage. Okay, I don't know if my objective is even to get over here or not. But it's like the game doesn't want me to be here, so of course, naturally, I have to be over there. No, it's okay, my character can't see it. Nothing to see here. Yeah. Holy shit. That's a big one. Stop hitting me from behind, little bastard. Little miserable fuck. Little coward. No. Come on. Please hit them. Jesus Christ, this game sometimes. Like, especially with jumping. Whenever you're jumping, the hitboxes, the camera, and the way everything aligns just loses its mind sometimes. Now, I wonder if, like, the very instant I get up here, it's like you died. Alright, there's something up here, though. Look at it be. Howl of Shabriri. Of course. Now, what is that? Is it a spell? Is that what that icon means? Spell? Let's assume that it means spell. I'm trying to learn these horrible things. It's probably, no, it's not. Maybe it's in... Yeah, it actually is something I can use. Look at that. Something for me. Incantation originating from the maddening 3 fingers. So there are indeed 3 fingers. I don't know if I've realized this before or not. I can't remember if I speculated this or realized it. Releases a maddening shriek that causes madness buildup in foes nearby. I've not seen this in any PvP scenario, so it's probably not great. People always use the Death Ray one, and they also use a Flame of Frenzy with some other very particular build to basically allow themselves to have an infinite amount of it, so that they're basically just unstoppable. This incantation also causes madness buildup in the caster and makes him even more target. It is said that the sickness of the Flame of Frenzy began with Shabriri, the most reviled man in all history. Are you going to tell me who Shabriri was? No, I didn't think so. Okay. So Shabriri was the most reviled man in all history because he was an invader. Okay, let's climb up here and instantly die, perhaps. Whoa, let's let video game continue freaking itself out. Whoop, whoop, right there. There's the... Wait, it's continuing? That's so weird. I think it's because it stacks. I don't think it's if your character can see it. I think it's if your character saw it for like a second, it continues to build. I think that's what's happening. But, whoop, no, it starts there. Alright, let's try to get rid of him. Okay. Did that get rid of them completely? Yes, okay. So that was them indeed creating it. Did they drop anything of note? This guy dropped something. A single yellow ember. Alright, what's that? Nothing here. Oh, it's one of these things. What was this? Ember take from the eye socket of a corpse. So it's just an eyeball. It's another grape. Although in this case it's an ember because it burns so bad. A sign that the deceased suffered from the flame frenzy. This grape, yeah, has ripened and burst. Okay, I think I've read that before. All right. By the way, I had to sell like 600 row of fruit. It's still all the way back up, though. Just because row acquisition, a bit overtuned. This is one of those generic things that I guess they feel like here, there's some right here. Like, that shit is everywhere. It doesn't really fill out the game world. In a way, it makes the game world feel that much emptier. Just because that's the only thing you ever really see. Like that, then, yeah, chilling up, dude. That and Erd tree flowers, sometimes. You kind of rarely see those. Other than that, that's almost nothing. Tarnished sunflower here and there. Okay, well, that's done. I didn't see a waypoint in there, though, unfortunately. So I can't really warp back here. This is a shame. But we stopped them from looking. Thank God. Hello. What do we have here? Something down there. Do I want to drop down? Looks like it links back up with the rest of the terrain, so that should be fine. Yep, that's fine. Oh. Bird bolt. Fantastic. That's one of the reasons why I've kind of gotten over my problem with picking up things when I'm not on video. Because fuck, am I right? But there is more stuff down here. I think this is... Is this where you're intended to come up from? Where's this go? Oh, you're supposed to come up from behind. Like you go this way, go up here like you're going up to the grand lift. Then you come up from behind. I've never gone this way, ever. Okay, so that's what's going on. You're meant to try to come up here, but not be able to do it. Because you get afflicted with madness too quickly. Smithing stone. And more yellow embers, yeah. Alright. Another giant-ass rat. Which I don't really give a fuck about. Is there anything else down there that I could see very quickly? Doesn't really look like it. Not gonna waste my time down there. There's a bunch of horrid rats.
Give us attention. We're also important to the game world.
No.
God damn it.
Whoop. What was that? Oh, so they're also just lying on the ground. That's kind of strange. Alright. Anyways. What are the goals of being a horrible, horrible little goblin man? Of course, step 1, ride on a man's back and scratch at his eyes while making a horrible shrieking noise. That's very important. Step 2. Who cares about step 2? Like, really, that's what I want. I just want to be a horrible little thing. I want to be a horrible little thing that... Like, even, like, if you get far enough away from the host and the cooperators, then you turn invisible. Like the fog ring. So that you, like, get in there, you, like, scratch at them a little bit, do a very minor amount of damage, maybe, like, cause some bleed or something. And you, like, I don't know, like, steal some of their runes. No, that's too much. Like... You steal something that has no significance whatsoever except that it's a multiplayer item in some way. But they don't want it to be taken. I'll think about that in a second. But then you, like, as soon as you manage to steal that because that's your objective. Like, not killing them, stealing whatever that is. Like, as soon as you cause, like, a certain amount of damage, then you steal it. And that's what you want. It's like the equivalent of, like, a Ember or Humanity or something, maybe. And once you have that, then your objective is to get away from them. Like, run away. Back to your horrible little goblin portal. And the whole while, you're like, I'm a little shit, I'm a little shit. And the host and the co-op people are like, get back here, you little shit. You miserable little fuck. You're like, I got your shit. And that's it, that's the whole thing. That's the whole game mode. That's how you're an invader. Like, make that in a covenant. The horrid little goblin covenant. No, stop looking. See, your problems go away if you just stop looking. They shouldn't have looked. They had to die. They shouldn't have looked. Oh, we can see him! Stop him! Even the rat. Come on. Come on, come on. No, no, we're not starting this. Oh, motherfucker. Oh, I know, you gotta come, don't you? Oh, like 3 drops? That's all you got? That's all you got for Daddy? I don't think so. Get the fuck out of here. Here's a fucking taxi fare. Get the fuck out of my house. Alright, we've already been here before, actually. Because I got excited because we were riding through this area, trying to collect things. Then I came upon this group of gentlemen. I was like, ooh, garbage. No. No, get away from me. Like that. That's the feeling of the goblin energy that I want. Now, of course, a rat has to be here too.
I'm unwanted.
Like, the rat almost has the same energy that I'm talking about, but rats are just too goddamn annoying. They're such miserable little fuckheads. They're not even fun. They're just kind of shitty. Rat, no one wants you. You're not the fun kind of annoying. You're just annoying. 1? Go on. Stop looking at me and just go. That was your problem. Ooh, a single smithing stone 1? Thank you. They're so common in the game world. Remember that? Remember that lie? Extremely common in the lands between. They're just fucking everywhere. Meanwhile, like I haven't used any smithing stone 1s in probably a week. Maybe a little bit less than that. Let's see how many I have. Whoop, forgot. Needs to be organized. Let's see how many I have. 2! I have fucking 2. They're extremely common, though. Oh! I'm drowning them, guys. I've got 10. I'm drowning in all the resources. I'm suffocating from the sheer force of how many there are. Shabriri's row. So the guy that we just learned about, the worst man in history, I guess here he is, maybe. What's he do? I forgot. What does he do? What's Shabriri doing? Disturbing likeness of a man whose eyes have been gouged out. The corners of his mouth are upturned in almost flirtatious manner. I forgot. I have read this. I just forgot what it said. Constantly attracts enemies' aggression. It is said that the man named Shabriri had his eyes gouged out as a punishment for the crime of slander. And with time, the blight of the flame of frenzy came to dwell in the empty sockets. Slander? So the worst person that ever existed just like slandered somebody? You're dumb. Gouge out his eyes. Well, I guess now I have to become a god. You brought it on yourself. Like, that's really the story? He slandered somebody, and for that crime he had to have his eyes gouged out. Yeah, sure thing. Yeah, why not? Alright. This seems like an undersell of the severity of his crime, supposedly, but maybe we'll find out more information in the future. Or maybe not. It is always hard to tell. Anything here? No. What was that? What is that noise? It's just like breathing, really. I don't know. But there is more shit to be had in this area, I do know. I can't remember what it all is. But the reason why I left 2 little markers here is to remind myself, now there's more than one shit. It's not just one item, it's multi-shits. So I gotta be careful. It's a frenzied cookbook is the thing that I'm missing. And apparently there's also a stone sword key and a bunch of resources to farm, I guess. Because the map isn't crowded enough as it is. So I guess there's a cookbook somewhere. It might be up there. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It might be up there. Now, I mistook, when I was riding past, I mistook this, like, piece of concrete or whatever back there for like an item or something. But not there. Let me just be sure. Aha! Look at that. The Lord of Frenzied Flame. That was not marked. That is probably a key item. Maybe. Or it's not at all. It's probably one of these things. Yes, okay. Note the Lord of Frenzy Flames. Note sold. Not really. Note sold by a nomadic merchant imparting knowledge and brief. It wasn't sold, it was kind of found on a corpse. Let me check that in a bit. Beneath Lindell, I'm still not sure how to pronounce it. Lindell? At the very bottom lies our Lord, Lord of the Frenzied. The three fingers who hold us in thrall. Oh. As I recall... Yes. As I recall, all the merchants, if you attack them, use Frenzy. The Flame of Frenzy. They shoot little globs of cum from their eyes, right? So here it just outwardly states, yes, we serve the three fingers. So the three fingers are associated with the Flame of Frenzy, of course. They hold them in thrall. So in thrall, being enthralled by something is not really being in service to it. It is, but it's almost like being enslaved. Like you're being held, not against your will, it's almost like you're being brainwashed, I think. Might be the easiest way of describing it. Although not necessarily. That's probably more literal than it needs to be. It could be a willing service. It could be. Throwing his holes and thralls. So it's beneath the capital. That's pretty crazy. So if this guy is like the Shabriri is the source of the frenzy somehow, or I guess the three fingers, whatever I'm guessing it would have to just be a hand, right? It'd have to be like a weird alien hand, like from War of the Worlds, the TV series. Remember that? No, you don't. Of course you don't. There used to be a... Do you... Look up War of the Worlds, the, like, 1950s movie. Which, it's a 1950s movie, so obviously it's old. But it's also fucking rad. I loved watching that whenever I was a little kid. I made my stream chat and Picardo watch it once, and then they were like, okay, that was okay. Never make us watch it again. They were kind of upset about it. But it has really cool, UFO designs. Like, the things that crash down there are these... They're, like, triangular shaped, but they have, like, these, sort of like, green glowing, like, orbs that are on the front and on the sides, like the wingtips, because they're, like, these, of course, triangular shaped ships. And they have this, like, telescopic... it almost sort of looks like a street post lamp in a very strange way that kind of, like, bends and twists. And it can fire, like, death rays out of it. It's really cool. Makes cool noises, too. Anyways, they got turned into a TV series at one point. And the aliens, that, like, remember War of the Worlds is like, oh, they forgot that germs exist because they're fucking stupid space aliens that can travel through space, and they're just so dumb. And they all die of space AIDS. The idea with the television series is that they can't survive outside, but they can survive inside of people. Which makes no sense whatsoever. But shut up. And whenever they would meet, like, another alien, they would, like, rip their horrible little alien hands out of the bodies of the humans and, like, shake one another's hands or something. I forget what they do exactly. But that's something that happened a lot. Like, people would open up their button-up t-shirts, and then a little alien hand would reach out of their stomach and be like, eh. I'm seeing that I really enjoy horrid little goblin things a little bit too much. But not rats. Not rats. What's going on with this hand there? Is that a ring? Looks like a ring. Man, that's a fucked up looking face. Not quite covering both eyes. I get the spirit though. Oh, he's like No, that's a hilt. He's holding something. I'm sure that this is a generic item, or generic, a generic corpse model. It looks like he's supposed to be holding a weapon. It's probably what that is. But it's a little bit too hard to see. Because the closer I get, the more faded it gets. Yeah. Yeah, it clips into the wall. Obviously, it's not supposed to look like that. But I think it's just that his corpse model has a weapon attached to it, and that's what's going on with that. I don't think it's anything special. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, he's really fucked up looking. He doesn't actually look like a merchant, though. So it could be that this guy bought that note from a merchant because he also was like, I love the Three Fingers, tell me more. I don't know. It's very strange. Because what have we seen here? We've seen random, like, hollow dudes conjuring a giant-ass version of the Flame of Frenzy. Which presumably, I guess, is to keep people out. I don't know. We've seen rats. Don't ask me why rats are in service to the Three Fingers. You'd think it would just kill them because they're rats, but whatever. Yeah, and we've also seen, wow, that guy's really decrepit. And we've seen Raya Lucaria soldiers. Like those guys that were over there. They also have been enthralled. So it's kind of just people from all avenues of life, I guess. Frenzy Cookbook. Why did they give him an axe? But he has the same deal going on with him. Maybe whenever we see people that have... Because remember, we have seen people that have been crucified or whatever that have bodies that look just like this. So either this was something unrelated, which I doubt, or anytime that we see that, that means it is from the Flame of Frenzy. Again, not going to commit to anything, though, because you never know with these games. You never know. Which one was it? I'll just have to... Not that button, this button. Go down here. There we go. Record of crafting techniques left by those afflicted by the madness of the Flame of Frenzy. It's... the way this works makes no sense to me. Because obviously some of them are just dead. Like, a lot of them went insane and are dead. Why are they serving them? Unless they're being brainwashed? Or maybe it's a thing where they're just, it's like supposed to be like Chaos and Dark Souls. Where it's like, oh, I fucking love that the world's going to shit. It needs to die. Me too. And then they're like, good, I'm dead. Contains techniques discovered in desperation. So, clarifying boluses. Which I'm guessing that this would be something that would lower... I don't know what it is yet. I sincerely doubt that I have any of these. Stimulating, snatching... I do not. Well, maybe I can go look at what that does later. But I'm going to assume that it lowers your madness threshold or something. Your resistance to madness. Which would beg in the question, if they're so obsessed with the idea of serving Flame of Frenzy and being crazy, then why would they want to prevent it? Unless they were regretting it, considering that it was made in desperation. Could be, could be. Alright, what's up here? Is it nothing? It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Good view, though, I guess. Is this the same... Yeah, okay, that is the Flame of Frenzy tower. Okay, I'm trying to be extremely careful about each little part of the area because I'm afraid of missing something. Oh, wait, see, look at that. Although I can't tell if that's important or not. Little fuck. Little tumbleweed fuck. Fucking dare you. Make me come down here. Little asshole. Okay, so that is one of the ones that grants magic. It's hard to tell because... I really don't like the colors on them. Like, I guess the interior, that one looked blue, but it also had a gold sheen on it. I wish they would just kind of pick something. Or if they were just different models, it wouldn't be such a problem. Oh, and you can hop up here, too. Key ahead, they say? So you can get up here. What's this? Oh, that's where the key is. Okay. Alright. And there's probably nothing over here, but I want to get over here all the same, because I'm special. More of those little idiots stomping. Why they stomp? Look at that. There's more of that shit down there. That's the one that I got before. Okay, so those ones are stomping for the tree. But these ones down here... No, that one's fine, for the most part. It's mainly this one. He was, like, pointed in completely the wrong direction. That one did right down there, under my horse's ear. He's completely missing the point. He's the guy that doesn't know the words to the hymn that they've been practicing in church. He's like, nah. He kind of gets the spirit of it, but he's too embarrassed to actually say anything. So he might just, like, mouth the words, but not actually let anything slip free of his lips. Alright, what does Ghosty have to say? Who's obviously afflicted with the flame of frenzy himself. Ah, Lord Vike, it seems that you are no lord after all. Then where is he, our true lord, our lord of frenzied flame? We beg of you, incinerate all that divides and distinguishes. Ah, may chaos take the world. Okay, so that's what their motivations are. They want to destroy everything that would divide and distinguish. So I guess they want to like melt the whole world down into a single blob of the same goo. For some reason that is not being explained. That's quite the motivation. I don't know how exactly you would go about doing that. There's another one of those fucks. I can't tell what color that is. Look at that. Position right back. Look at this. Look at this FromSoft shit. We just saw the little tumbleweed fuck is right there. And right behind, there's this fucking rat just waiting behind a tree. God damn. Something about that really doesn't like make me angry. It's just very irritating. Just knowing that a developer is like, all right, we'll put the thing that they want here. We'll just put a rat in the bushes. What does the rat do? Does it wander around looking for food, trying to sustain itself? No. For the entirety of human existence, it stands behind the tree waiting for one person to come get it. You'll be so mad. Like that. That's what I hear. Really? You survived with 1 hit point? Was it worth it? Was it everything that you wanted? Like you finally managed to get that 1 bite. Was it worth it? I bit him! You saw, guys! It only took 100 trillion years! But I did it! Oh, here's more. Here's more. They're very important to the world. Gotta build that world. Build it. Kobe. Fucking Kobe. Reach. Well, at least attract him. I'm not letting that thing get away. Come over here. I'm not getting, you know, I'm not getting the perfect distance to where you can finally be an asshole. Now, oh my god. No, you're going this way. Here's more rats. Frenzied Burst. This is the thing I always see in PvP. Get away from the trees. Frenzied Burst. Rat, go away so I can actually remember to read this.
No, me! I'm the most important thing in the world. Me! Me! Alright.
Frenzied Burst. Frenzied Burst. I will agree that while a lot of sorceries do seem to be useful in terms of their numbers, incantations seem a bit more, like, more creative in terms of how they've been designed. Sorceries kind of just, I haven't used them, but they sound really boring. Like, shoot a thing, does X damage. Summon some swords that shoot at people, do X damage. Summon some, like, rocks and throw at them, do X damage. And that's really all they do. Like, sure, you're, like, technically shooting a beam at someone that does X damage and raises, you know, madness, admittedly. But you're at least shooting a fucking eye beam, which is at least something. Incantation originating from the maddening 3 fingers. Releases concentrated blasts of the yellow flame of Fuinji from the caster's eyes. Charging enhances potency, enabling the blast to penetrate the enemy's guard. In times past, every single person who attempted to control the Flame of Frenzy succumbed to madness after a desperate internal struggle. Maybe it's because it's called the Flame of Frenzy and is associated with building madness. Just, assuming that, it seems logical to me. This incantation is testament to a meager victory. Okay. It is testament... Oh, I keep forgetting that the logic of these is that they're incantations. Can't they just be spell? Can't you just shut the fuck up about them, like, being... They're actually in verses that are written on paper and you're reading... Shut up. They're spells. Enough of that shit. This incantation assessment that meager... Yeah, I'm sure that someone who's insane is memorizing and recounting a very specific incantation that they heard one time from a dirty three-fingered hand that they think that they saw. Oh, by the way, that talisman, some people were like, I think it's a shadow because it looks like a shadow and it doesn't actually have 4 fingers. It doesn't look like a shadow. It doesn't really look like a reflection. Like, look at it. I'm not going to zoom in and enhance fucking CSI this shit. But look, they're bowing down. The thing that looks like it might be a reflection of the columns, like imagine there's like the column, right? And then there's that little horizon, I guess you could call it. But if you go down, you'll notice that the little fingers that supposedly are the other part of the reflection don't end where the quote-unquote water would end. They like go over where supposedly they're bowing down in front of, like there's ground, right? It could be stone or something, I don't know. Let's just say it's a stone pedestal. And they're kneeling down on the stone pedestal, and the 2 fingers thing is like off in the distance, and it has a reflection. The reflection's going over that. It doesn't look like 2 fingers. Like, I don't know if this is an artist rendering issue, where they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Or maybe it used to be the 4 fingers in early development, and then once they got to this, they're like, fuck it. Who fucking cares? I don't know. But this continues to strike me as being a very weird drawing. It does not look like a reflection to me. I don't buy it. Like, that might be the intent. I don't think so, though. Like, even the horizon line where the reflection would start doesn't even align with what the columns look like. It makes no sense. It really does look like a bizarre 2 fingers is like standing up on like 2 legs. It's very, very strange. So whether that is something or not, I have no idea. What the fuck is that thing? Oh, it's one of it's one of these dumbass plants. God damn it. Hate that shit. Okay, that is probably the ash that I just collected. Let me check to be certain since I've never been here before. Yes, Frenzy Burst. There's a bunch of golden runes over there, but the rest of it seems to be up here. And I've already got Howl of Shabriri. Alright. Alright, that looks like everything besides the stuff that is up in this area. And apparently there's a bad man somewhere around here. It could be, Vike, I think is what they referred to him as, who was not the lord that they were looking for. That would be my assumption. Or it could just be some generic invader. You never know. But considering that I did see that on the map there is bad man somewhere. God, their fucking flowers are everywhere. Really don't like those flowers. They kind of take forever to get rid of. They love harassing you wherever you are. I wonder if there's anything up here. Nope, not a goddamn thing. I keep forgetting that I'm playing Elden Ring. And that there's never anything interesting. Only this big crypt of random-ass coffins, full of plants and full of generic runes. Golden rune, I'm sure, golden rune 4. Let me show you guys how many of these things I have after I'm done collecting these. Oh, good. instead of poisoning you, I'm guessing this like madness that they're causing. That's fantastic. You know, I was thinking to myself, I'm almost having fun playing this game today. And then these guys showed up and this, you know, really rectified the problem for me. Pick it up. Golden Rune 7. God damn, that's a big one. Little plant, please go away. Golden Rune 3. Golden Rune 3. Then Golden Rune 3. Alright, fantastic. What an adventure we just had. Boop. I'm trying to get out of this area before I talk about my inscrutable treasure chest full of runes that I have. Now, am I out of range? Nope. Still angry. Alright, there we go. Okay, finally. God, hate that shit. Just wanted to show this. Look how many of these things I got. This is mainly just from wandering around. Like, I have, I think, like 135 or something hours on this character now. Just because this is the character that I'm using, but I can't advance, so I spend a lot of time just doing co-op. Nothing here. I'll be glad to get Mr. Vike out of the way. I'm assuming this is Vike. Actually, I should... Whoop! Yep. Here I'm getting invaded. That was pretty fast. Okay. Let me go ahead and use this. Kind of anticipate this guy being annoying for some reason. Yep. Yep. There he is. Festering Fingerprint. Fingerprint? Vike? Fingerprint. I wish I had a longer weapon, actually. NPCs fall for the jumping attacks so often. Oh, there he goes. He's gonna come.
He didn't watch me come. How dare you?
Oh, look at him go. Wow, that really has some reach to it.
I got some reach, too. I'm also a dick nugget.
Oh, right. Forgot. I used too much of that. There he goes again. Wow, he has some reach, too. Do it again. No. Or yes. And then... Didn't even charge it. Just a little right in his face. Okay, Fingerprint Grape. That's strange. Oh, and a War Spear. I think I caught that. It looks like a Fingerprint Grape. It looks like a one of those eyeballs that has like a literal fingerprint in it. If this guy is associated with the Flame of Frenzy and serving the Three Fingers, and grapes are given to maidens to guide them for the sake of the Two Fingers, then you would think that if this is a grape that is for the Three Fingers, then it would be given to another kind of maiden that would be doing naughty things. Where the hell is it? Whoop, whoop, whoop. I think I saw it. There it is. Eyeball the Knight Vike, inflamed yellow. Okay, so Vike is now quote-unquote dead, unless he needs to not be dead, I'm sure, because Elden Ring. Eyeball the Knight Vike, inflamed yellow. Seared with a repulsive fingerprint burn, akin to those that marred his entire body. That's strange. Is it his own fingerprint? Like he was pressing into his eyes because he was crazy? But if they cover his entire body, was he just like, oh, I'm so crazy? And you can't see what I'm doing, but I know that you know exactly what I'm doing. Oh, I'm so crazy. Just going crazy right now. If offered to the blind maiden, it will lead her to the source of the distant light, allowing her to become a finger maiden. Wouldn't this lead her to the naughty path, though? If we give it to, what's her name? Hyetta? / whatever her original name was, presumably. Oh, wait. Also, yeah. I think this spear, was it? Here it is. Yes, this scales with faith. It is funny that both being in service to the Erd tree and the naughty tree, the three fingers could also serve the Erd tree, as far as I know. I have no idea. Both of them scale with faith, like they both use the exact same thing. Kind of funny. But this causes madness build-up. When I was looking through all the weapons, I kind of glanced at them. I don't read their item descriptions, I have no idea where they come from. But I did say that there was a Vikes War Spear. And the thing that caught my attention is that it has this madness build-up on it. Now, whether it's effective or not, I have no idea. But note on here, even though it's scaling with faith, it doesn't cause holy damage, it causes fire damage. So I guess that's the rationalization for having two different scalings for faith users. I wonder if Int also has two different scalings. I can't remember. What would it be? Lightning. Of course, it would be lightning. That's what it'd be. Magic and lightning. Wonder why they're not together. Probably because the UI, you don't want them too close together, because then you might get them confused. Especially since it's on the same build. So yeah, that makes some degree of sense. Yeah, I got no problems there. War Spear singed and blistered by fingers. So he's gripping his shit tight. Hate to see his dick. God, probably looks like a stress toy by now. Used by Vike, Knight of the Round Table Hold. Oh, excuse me, what? Knight of the Round Table Hold. So he also was a Round Table boy. He also was tarnished, which means that he's immortal, right? No, he's probably dead too. Like Vike himself, it has been tormented by the yellow flame frenzy from within. So it can even infect objects? I guess if it's meant to burn down everything in the universe, then that would stand the reason, I suppose. Maybe it's like transmitted through the user. Although you would think if their goal is to burn down the whole planet, all of creation, into something, they have a lot of work ahead of them. Because if the best that they can do is like, and then they spray a little giblets all around. It's like mowing the lawn, except the whole lawn is like the planet. It's going to take a while. Plus, not only do you have to do it to the surface, like after the surface is done, you got to start doing that to the the rock, like the core of the planet. You're never going to get done. There's so much work. It's crazy. Okay. Supposedly, Vike was also supposed to drop a Furl Calling Finger Remedy D. Yeah. D is probably just the way that they organize them. So he dropped one of those, I guess. Okay, so there's like, I don't know what these are, but there's going to be a couple more things up there, I think. Let's see what they are. See what we got. This will help. Just in case. Just in case there's any nasty little goblin in it. Ooh. Point of grace. That's extreme. Why is it so close? Like it's really, really close to the statue. Usually it's like in the middle. It's kind of strange. Sacred Tear, of course. And that... No, it's not exactly the same. That looks like a Finger Maiden. Because it looks almost exactly the same as the Finger Maiden that was inside of our room when we started the game. Although I think her face may be different. It's kind of hard to tell. Because I can't quite remember what that one looked like. I think ours may have been blonde. Although I could be making it up. I can't quite remember. I'd have to go look. What's she got? Oh, she has her clothes. So we just stripped her naked right here. Well, she's dead anyway. She won't be needing them. So now there's just this completely nude Finger Maiden corpse. Well preserved, though. Can't ask for much more than that. Imagine dying, but you're just hot forever. And again, that would probably be a curse of its own. If you get what I'm saying. Necrophilia, that's the joke. I'm terrible. Yep. Finger Maiden. Her eyes are very pale. Doesn't seem too happy about death. But sort of disconnected all the same. It's probably because she's dead. Ooh, Finger Maiden sets. Easily do this. Probably go this way. Yeah, it's up here. Fillet. Fish fillet. Worn by maidens who serve the 2 fingers. What's it doing up here if this is like free 3 fingers territory? Unless they came up here to kill her, I guess. The maidens live to serve a chosen tarnish. This is probably Vike's. This is probably Vike's old maiden. And unlike the blood god thing, he did not kill her for the sake of Moog or anything. He probably just killed her just because, you know, he doesn't serve the 2 fingers. Or it could be that she could have been... They couldn't make her ingest the naughty eye, if that's how that works. The guidance of grace would ensure that the pair be brought together, or at least such was the promise long ago. Well, he apparently did know where she was, although whether or not he was particularly warm to the idea is another thing. Robe worn by maidens who serve the 2 fingers, and sort of tarnish, sharing their guidance with 2 fingers. Okay, same exact thing. How's it look on me, though? Whoa, it took like a long time to transition out of that. Look how pretty I am. Nice. But not for me. Also the Academy robe. The Academy robe doesn't look too bad, but I didn't really see much of a reason to... Even though defensive values are almost completely worthless in this game. Which, by the way, they really need to think of a better solution for that. Because that shit's getting out of hand. I still would prefer to have at least something. There might be like 1 fight in a million where you actually get that 1 extra hit that you need, but it's still there. Plus I like the look of armor better than I do just dirty old mage cloth. Okay, is there anything else around here? Actually, hold on. It seems like I remember something. Oh yeah, there's a couple things I need to get done as far as NPCs go. I need to go track down Nephili. And I also need to track down Hyetta. Although, strangely, I have, as far as her notes, it says Bellum Church. Isn't that... No, this is a Church of Inhibition. Frenzy Flame, I can get rid of these. Where the hell is Bellum Church? Let me check that out. Bellum. Miss Bellum. She's always hot. Bellum Church. Oh, she's... Bellum Church is like here, isn't it? Yes, okay. I did just see, though... This is the Church of Inhibition. If I remember correctly... It's probably not going to say it. No. But up here, even though it doesn't list it, I think this is called the Church of Anticipation. So this would be like the good church, where you start out as, you know, like a good 2 fingers boy. The Anticipation Church. Whereas this one is the naughty church. The Church of Inhibition. So you're inhibiting and anticipating. Seems like a nice little duality thing I get going on. Alright, no, not too much to say about it, though. Just to note that very similar wording. Okay, Bellum Church? What do I need to do with her? I didn't write it down. Just Bellum Church. Her next step is Bellum Church. Although I did get this naughty grape now, and I don't think I have another one. I don't think I have another grape. I wonder how many there are in the game. Where was it? Key items, yeah, key items. Yep. Fingerprint grape. And nothing else. Let me actually Grain. Also note that the grapes that she was eating are called Shabriri grapes, which again, Shabriri is the naughty boy who slandered somebody and had his eyes gouged out or something. So even those grapes are still named after him. After the guy that is synonymous with madness. So maybe the grapes were bad all along. What we've been feeding her has actually always been guiding her towards the Three Fingers. Because the other maidens that we have run across, the one in that church just now, and the one at the start of the game, and as far as I know, those are the only two, those were not blind at all. Like, they had ordinary eyes, and I just commented on how the one up there, they look like they're very kind of grayish blue, very distant looking. So maybe the whole deal with being blindfolded, like losing your sight, was something that was destined for her the entire time. Which raises more questions about Irina. If, like, she also was blind. We still don't know if those are the same person, although I'm getting the impression that they are, considering they look almost exactly the same, aside from their clothing. And their clothing, even, is very, very similar. Although she doesn't have any memory of that, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. But maybe there's something about what happened with Irina where she was raised into that situation in a way that I don't understand. I can't really speculate on it, because I'd just be making up information. But it's something to think about, I guess. Although this now raises the question of what do I do if I... Let me actually check and see how many there are. Okay, one is in Stormvale, of course. We've already gotten that one. One's in Purifier Ruins. And by the way, someone in the Gripes group just became Elden Lord. Congratulations, random person. I've seen quite a few of those, actually. The amount of people that are actually in this Gripes group has been increasing. Which is kind of silly. I don't see too many messages complaining, though. I've left one or two. I went out of my way, actually, to leave this just for the sake of part 13. Be wary of night, butthole ahead. That was in front of the Pope Turtle, or near the entrance to the church. Anyways, no votes so far, though. A lot of people, my most upvoted by far has been the owl one, the friend one, which 7 people have actually downvoted because they're monsters, or because they were in the middle of a fight and they were trying to cancel out of it, and that's usually how you get downvotes. You're trying to access your inventory, and that's the button for it. Anyways, okay. Purified Ruins, I've already gotten that one, and Dropped by Edgar, I've already gotten that one. So there's only 3. Yeah, there's only 3 in the whole game. So we can't actually keep guiding her with the normal ones. Unless there's one that no one's ever discovered.
Oh, hello. Is that you over there? Have you ever
Hell
heard
yeah.
of fingerprint grapes?
Oh,
They're
well.
special grapes which only grow on those who've been clasped by the burnt fingers. I would truly love to try one. The distant
How did
light
you learn?
seems far closer than before. But I can't sense a thing from the usual grapes anymore. Please, could you donate a fingerprint grape to me? Without one, I don't know. I feel like I might go mad.
Okay. She feels like she might go mad if she doesn't get one. And also, now that she is closer to where the Flame of Frenzy was, she feels like she's closer than ever. These grapes have always been naughty grapes. We found one in Stormvale, right behind the throne room, under the throne room. Although you can obtain it without actually fighting Godric, I think. Still not sure why that one's there. A little bit strange on that one. Purified Ruins, there's one there. Kind of strange that they're called Purified Ruins. Don't know why. And finally we get one from Edgar, who was the father of, whatever her name is, Irina. Although I don't know if the eye was his or not. If the eye was his, that would seem to insinuate that he was also in service to the Flame of Frenzy the whole time, which I don't really get that impression, but it's possible. He did go mad, though. Although he was doing invasions, so he could be associated with Mog, or he could be associated with the Flame of Frenzy, I don't know. The game doesn't really spell it out one way or the other, but I'm kind of more inclined to think that maybe the reason why she was being sent north was maybe because he had something going on with the whole Flame of Frenzy thing. Maybe he was in service to the Three Fingers the whole time. I have no evidence of that, though. I need more information. I really need more information. But here she is, begging for, very patiently, begging for a fingerprint grape, which she would have had to have heard from somehow. Also, by the way, that statue back there, man, that guy's living his best life, isn't he? Being held over the front end of the Titanic, screaming out on top of his lungs, covered in tree branches. Good for him. So obviously the people that... Because, again, the people that have been giving her these grapes, she kind of described them as, like they were shaking or something. Like, obviously they were pulling their own eyes out, but maybe they were also suffering themselves. Because every time that we see one of these corpses, they, or one of those ghosts, they seem to have this problem. And they're also ghosts, something to note. Like, the fact that they are ghosts is very strange. Because if they were serving the Two Fingers, then you would think that they would be more closely linked with the Erd Tree, and they would more easily be pulled back and reincarnated. But then again, the whole way that works makes no sense either way. So maybe the reason why that they're ghosts is because they died in agony and madness in an effort to create the conditions to manifest these grapes to feed to some lady. I'm not sure what the rules are on finger maidens, so that they could create the conditions to create a finger maiden for the sake of someone like Vike, because Vike failed, presumably. Why, it is not stated. That guy basically just called him a false lord. But I guess the implication is that this is an ending for me, like the player. And she would presumably become my new maiden, but this would go down the path of serving the Three Fingers as opposed to the Two Fingers.
Oh. A fingerprint.
She loves it.
Tried and true. What a wondrous thing. A fingerprint grape.
She's losing it.
Oh, how sweet. Yet, how it burns.
Of course, now she knows what they are.
Thank you. I've composed myself again. May the blessing of the fingers be upon you.
Okay. It's almost a shame that instead of the Three Fingers, it was like the One Finger. Just so that you could change the dialogue, so like blessing of the finger upon you, so it'd be more kind of overt that something is strange. You could have done that a little bit earlier. Anyways, you have anything else besides just eating that fingerprint grape?
Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I'm sure
You gonna
I'll be a
gag?
finger maiden.
That's it?
Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I'm sure I'll be a finger maiden.
Okay. So this time I will walk away. But she doesn't do anything. Oh well. Let's sit and rest. Presumably this is the better way of doing it, instead of reloading. Oh, she just goes. She just leaves. Well, I guess that's it. And wherever she ends up, I don't think I'm going to take the... Presumably, from what I'm being told, I don't know anything about the endings, but presumably there's basically like two, really. Like, I know there's technically like 7 or something, but most of them apparently are so incredibly close to one another that they're almost not even worth the bother of even seeing. They're like the same exact ending with like one extremely minor alteration, and then that's it. Which is very disappointing, but it would be more disappointing if I would be forced into having to like play the game over and over and over again to get a wide variety of endings. Like, I'm glad I'm not an achievement hunter, because getting all the endings apparently is one of the achievements, and that really sucks. But what you gonna do? Magic Merchant, okay. Next I need to go find Nephili, I hope. I don't know if she's even here or not. If she's not, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do, because I have to give her this... No, she's not here. I have to give her this Stormhawk thing. I don't think I have a gun anymore. No, okay. What do you got, anyways? Oh, yeah. It's been a while since I've been over here. Like I said, I haven't bought any smithing stones in a while. And I'm not quite at enough to be able to afford another level. She ain't here. So I'm not quite sure where she is. She could be back in Stormvale, I guess. Or actually, since, I wonder what Roger is doing. Since a lot of the stuff also is entangled with, what's-his-face, Height, then I might talk to him first. Let's try doing that, actually. I kind of doubt there's anything going up there, but he is showing up as being right there. Kenneth Height. I wonder if there's anything in Stormvale. No, I don't... Whoa, hold on. Oh, that's just Gostock still. Okay. Well, I guess I can go talk to him. I know he's supposedly tied up in this quest line too. But we'll see what happens. Actually, now that I think about it, I think Nephili is also tied up in another quest line involving potions or something. Don't know much about it. So that might also be interfering with it. I think one of the things I will eventually do is create like an optimized... This is... Like, these are the breakpoints where you can actually see everything. Now, guys, don't you attack me. Okay. No. No. Whoa. Nice sidestep, bro. Yeah, I don't care. Go away. Wow, I'm surprised I got away with that one. Oh, thank God, a Ricky shield. My dream! Whenever I'm talking about, like, being a horrible little goblin invader, man, like, I'm picturing something that sort of looks like these guys, but, like, way smaller. Like, so small that we've actually almost seen one. Remember, in the caves, there was that one itty-bitty one, and I was like, what are you? And then I pulled out my little scope, and I checked him out, and he looked sort of more mousy looking. Like that. Sort of like that. Like, there's a horrible... Or, there's... You guys know the movies, the Gremlin movies, right? Gremlins. One, yes, like those. Like, whenever I picture acting like those gremlins, I want to be, like, especially if you invade with other little gremlins, like, you should be able to hurt one another, but still love hurting each other for some reason, because that's how the gremlins are. Like, they'll stick one another in blenders, they'll set each other on fire, and they'll just laugh about it, because it's great. And they'll die, like in horrible agony, but still laugh, because fuck it, right? They should have that energy to them. But there were a bunch of imposter movies at the time for Gremlins, like trying to rip off that same idea. One was Critters. Critters was okay. It's not amazing, but it was okay. Second movie gets kind of wild. First movie is pretty enjoyable. The movies after that are kind of terrible, though. And then there's another shitty series called Ghoulies. And go please look up Ghoulies, like film Ghoulies, There's like Ghoulies Go to College. Like, it's one of those sorts of things. Awful movies. Truly awful. And they had like these silly little puppets. Like, they may be an animatronic, I guess. They looked pretty awful. But they also have a very similar energy to them. But they are very tiny. They're extremely tiny. So physically, it would be something closer to like that. Or really, the size of critters is what I want. Like something that looks sort of like a ghoulie, is the size of a critter, and has the energy of a gremlin. Put that in a covenant, and have them invade and ride around on players, laughing the whole time, before like trying to run away, holding like the precious multiplayer item. Like, maybe it's like the logic is that the little horrible gremlin things have one component of the multiplayer item, so whenever they show up, the players automatically have the other component. And it's like you're piecing like two pieces of a medallion together or something. So if you manage to kill the other party, or manage to steal from the other party, like the objective of the host and the cooperators is to kill the little gremlin thing. But the gremlin just wants to steal from the host, and then run away. Back to his horrible little portal where he warps away. It's like, I'm going to go make more of myself. I'm going to fucking breed. And then the the host is like, ew, no. Stop, kill that thing. They're horrible. I don't know why I put it like that. But if you kill the gremlin, then you get their piece of whatever it is. And then whenever you obtain it, it's like, oh, now you have this thing. And that, I don't know, it acts like a resource, or it's valuable in some way. It gives you more runes, or something like that. You get the idea. Just, it's something important that you want, and whenever you get it, you're like, yes, that thing. I love this thing. I don't want it to be another Ember or Rune Arc, whatever. Where are my fucking Rune Arcs? You see I have 99 of them on me. I think I have like another 140 of these things in my inventory because of all the co-op, of course. I never use them. Do people actually use these things? Who fucking cares? This is one of my problems with the whole Ember system, or the Humanity system, or the Rune Arc system. It's just so easy to forget. Because the game has to be balanced in such a way that you absolutely don't need them in order to complete it. So you kind of just either forget about them, or you're the kind of person that uses them all the time. It should be more organic. Like the whole system of obtaining the upgrade to your health and vitality, all this other stuff. Like they try to make it more of a thing by including the great runes. And the great runes can be, like Godric supposedly is one of the best ones until much, much later. They try to make it more of an imperative by having the great runes, but that's really not what the problem is. The problem is that it's not organic enough. It's not something that you're doing through gameplay. Even though it was a bad idea in Dark Souls 3 because of the way that invasions work, beating a boss and obtaining it that way is fine. It should be like that. It should be something that just happens automatically. Or like beating a certain amount of enemies without taking any damage, or beating a certain amount of enemies without using any Estus flash charges or something. Or, it's sort of like how I was talking about regenerating magic points. Not by drinking a fucking flask, but by, like, damaging enemies, by riposting them, by backstabbing them, by using specific spells that might be more channeling focused as opposed to damage focused, but they still do a little bit of damage. It's like that. Everything needs to be more streamlined into an organic process to where it actually causes you to think about what you're doing on the battlefield, as opposed to just being a resource in your pocket that requires you fumbling through your inventory. Anyways, oh, by the way, the thing that I picked up was the Starlight Shard. It was not, in fact, sky diarrhea, or whatever I described as it before. Okay, hi, do you have anything new?
In my search,
He does not. Okay, he has absolutely nothing new. I don't know where she is. I have absolutely no idea where she is now. I'll look it up for next time. So I'll have to have in my notes, did not find what's-her-face. What else? So this entire section is now complete. Aside from, like, doing the nighttime naughty men. I'll have to do the nighttime naughty men later, and I need the emote. I need the same erudite emote thing for that. So actually, I need to actually mark this as also having a treasure chest, so I'll know to go back there later once I have the emote for it. Okay, and there's bad men down here. So I guess we have to start from... No, wait, I take it back. What did I decide on? I want to actually enter the gate first. I don't think I'm going to do the academy right now. Like, I obviously will, like, 1 or 2 parts. But I do want to go inside. Because I know that there's a merchant somewhere around here. But it requires me going through. Into the placenta. The time-space magic placenta. Keep your mouth closed when you go through. You'll find out why. Why? I have not been here before on this character. Bit. Okay. Presumably... Is this... Can you go back through? Can I walk? Oh, I can just walk through it. So I think the merchant is somewhere down here. I've never been here before. A lot of me not being places. Oh, hello. Yeah, I'm not dealing with that. Actually, hold on. It's nice of them to just chill out here and wait for me to murder them. It's very cool. Appreciate that a lot. Guess this is probably as good as it's gonna get. I didn't get him. What was that? How did I... It's so strange. I guess because it's going downhill. That must have something to do with the accuracy of it. Because what probably happened is that it aligned with my casting, and it started going through this like it's a level surface, and then it kept going. So whenever it hit, it actually like landed on right above their heads. That's so weird. Especially considering it's lightning. Shouldn't be doing that. So in that case, let's use my new favorite big tail move. Aw, they didn't hit either. Sucks. I'm gonna have to use Flame of Frenzy. See, that's way better. Whenever I first got Flame of Frenzy, I didn't think I would use it that much. But it is, like, really, really useful. It's extremely useful for, like, catching people in rolls, since it's so random. It's useful for this, where the geometry of the level's incredibly fucked up. Wow, you see that? Actually, even though he was, like... Even though he was at the tail end of his attack animation, he bit air, missed, I hit him. But his attack actually came out so goddamn fast that it hit me anyways. Good old Elden Ring. It's good because it's unfair, right? That's what you guys like, right? God, that wolf is so fucking big. Wow, nice aim. Nice aim text. Wow. Oh, shut up.
Owie! To me, my beta wolves.
Yeah, I see him. Couldn't reply to that time, though. Oh, hello. That move, that fucking headbutt, that's their bitch move. Like the normal dogs that we know historically from Bloodborne fame and Dark Souls fame, they have their bitch move where they have that bite that comes out really fast. The new ones, the new dogs, their bitch move is that weird, like, shoulder tackle thing. They all have one. All the enemies have one bitch move. Which you could be like, Plague, all you have to do is equip it. Shit, all you have to do is roll constantly. I know. Like, there's ways of trying to mitigate all this. I could just stay back from the enemies and just throw spears at them over and over again. I'm not going to, though. Like, why would you want to play like that? The point is that you have to do that in order to circumvent the problems that the game is creating in its design. That's what I'm talking about. Give me those butterflies. Gimme. There we go. That's more like it. Also, it's been a while since I've looked at the dog. They're just not appealing looking animals, are they? Something about their neck is like way too long. They're so freakish looking. They are kind of cute though, I won't lie. But they're also kind of fucked up. A little bit fucked up.
Well, it's been an age since I've seen a customer.
That's because your area sucks. It's one of those things as a kid, you might not think that the position of your store really matters. I have seen in my town even. There's like 1 or 2 places where I have seen a restaurant open, it goes out of business, another restaurant opens, it goes out of business, some other variant of it, some sort of store like that sells something will open there, it also goes out of business. I guess because people are looking for anywhere to start it up, and they're like, well, it's next to a highway. Like, surely people will drive past it, and yes, people will drive past it, but no one wants to actually shop there. Like a gas station, one of the best places to shop, to put a gas station is going to be like at some sort of major intersection where people are going to have to stop anyways. But the traffic is not so intense that people won't have the time to actually think about pulling over. Like, all this stuff like goes into like where you should be as far as putting your location. The same thing also applies online. Your ability to sell things is going to be relegated to how often you're noticed. Like in my case, like my ability to make an income is going to rely very heavily on how many people are aware of me and how many people like even recognize it, even have a Patreon in the first place. Like I've never been like financially explosively successful or anything, and I never will be. Because I'm not the kind of person that's like, yo, be sure to smash that bill, go to my Patreon, look at all this shit. The only time that I ever really have financial success is whenever it happens automatically for me, because I just like to make things. Like this LP, I just like to make them. I'm not trying to format them in a way that's really like, oh man, you gotta see this, that's fucking hilarious, I love this clip. Like, I don't do that. I don't. I just make the things I want to make, and if you guys like them, you like them. And I appreciate that about my audience. As the kind of people that watch this are exactly the kind of people that I get along with. But point being, this merchant's location sucks. And he's like, it's been a while since I've seen it. Yeah, because you're in the middle of nowhere. In a post-apocalyptic world. What do you... You guys say that you're nomadic merchants, but you never go anywhere. What do you expect? You need to make a living there, buddy. How are you feeding yourself? Isolated merchant. Even his name. Look, his fucking name up here. Isolated merchant. It should say merchant with no goddamn business acumen. Anyways. He spells festering bloody fingers, which is kind of funny considering that I still have them. I still have them, but I don't know where they are anymore. I probably still have them in my inventory, it's just that they don't display in my multiplayer menu. I also wondered what was in the space next to the finger that I just got. I think it's the temporary fingers that you get whenever you invade. That's probably where they go. It could be something else, I have no idea. But maybe. And here we are, there's our boys. If you ever wonder where to get the boys from, my Timothy and Shaniqua. I don't know why that's like a completely different like subculture or something. If you ever wonder where to get Timothy and Shaniqua over here, this is where you buy them, and they are good boys. Shaniqua identifies as male, I guess. It'll make it simple for myself. Otherwise, I'm going to get really confused of what this bit even is. Of course, we've already looked at them. But the two imps seem fond of each other's company. That's my favorite thing about them, is that they have such a good time. That's my favorite thing about them. You summon them in, they like stab the enemy in the balls, and the enemy dies, and you laugh because you didn't have to do it, and the enemy just can't deal with them because they have bleed damage and they jump all around the place. Like the enemies that you have to deal with, and you're making the boss or the other enemies deal with it for once. It feels great. And they love being around each other. is just the most wholesome summon in the game. Good for them, you know? Alright. Trains Lily, of course. We picked up some of this. Yeah, the grown in lands affected by frenzy. It's funny how in lands afflicted by frenzy, even the fruit that you find looks like eyeballs. Kind of funny. It's known for relieving pain, but can be a dangerous intoxicant. I don't know. Whenever they rear back like they're, like supposedly they're being afflicted by madness, you know, etc. But they look like they're in agony. It looks very painful. They even scream when they're doing it, so I kind of doubt it's something that's associated with relieving pain. What kind of person does the frenzy thing attract anyways? The kind of person that serves the three fingers would have to be someone that really despises reality and just wants all of it to be over. I can't possibly, unless it's just like, oh, they're crazy, which would be a really unsatisfying way of looking at it. Okay, so Stone Sword Key, I'm going to buy all this shit eventually. Lost Ashes of War, again. Cookbook, a record of crafting techniques left by a man who was utterly captivated by St. Trina. She was a hot piece of ass, that Veronica Vaughn. He continued the search for her in his slumber. This is the same item description as that one guy that was looking upward and sitting on some coffins. Way back in Limgrave. With this, you can make Sporific Grease, Drawstring Sporific Grease. I never use the fucking draw. Does anyone in the comments, do any of you bother using the drawstring items? They're the ones where instead of throwing the bomb in front of you, you throw it behind you. So presumably you like run through enemies and then just toss it behind you to kill them. But in my experience, it doesn't work at all. I don't know why they went. They've gone. This was in 3 too. They went through so much bother to create these things. It seems like just a waste of time. Couldn't you just make the bombs throw further? Yeah. Sleep arrows and sleep bone bolts. Good for them. Good for them. Meteor bolts, huh? Enchanted work of a craft made in tandem with a full moon crossbow. Never heard of that. Tip is embedded with glintstone. Like a shooting star, these bolts leave a beautiful trail when fired. Okay. This is a starting class thing. I forget which one it was, though, what they're called. But of course, I'll buy this first. To be pretty. Call of a Nomadic Warrior. This is probably the same thing. Yeah, same thing. The blue color of its fabric symbolizes brisk waters, as fluid and flowing as the sword in the hand of its wearer. Just as still waters turn foul, stagnation leads to decay. Excuse me. Warriors must remain... I shouldn't talk like that. It makes me inhale too much air. Warriors must remain ever drifting. Just as still waters turn foul. That is true. Never drink from... It's one of the reasons why they say never drink from a still... Like a still pond or anything like that. Anything where the water is not moving. Still waters are deadly. But you wouldn't think that, oh, the water's running down a stream. Ooh, it's safe now. Actually, it kind of does. I guess just it's more difficult for things to propagate in them. Don't ask me what the exact logic of it is. I couldn't begin to tell you, but I guess there is a logic there. Anyways, notes, we'll have to buy all these. I'm sure that they're just really important. Frimsy Flame Village. Yeah, I really need to know a lot about that. It just came from there. Revenants. Not sure what that is. Or do I? And Preceptor's Secret. We've already run into one Preceptor, and we fucking murdered him. Let's actually check the notes first. Notes. Notes. Oh, actually, this way. Notes. I always click that one. Order of Acquisition. Up, then down. Alright. Flame Village. South of the Grand Lift of Dectus lies the Frenzy Flame Village, inhabited by the sick. Yo, this village is sick. Stay well away. So, not really information that we needed whatsoever. Also, it is interesting, though, these are all supposedly notes that have been written by the merchants themselves. But also, they seem to be servants of the Three Fingers. Or at least they have been forced into knowing how to use the Flame of Frenzy. Whether or not they are doing it willingly or not, I have no idea. But it would be strange if they were, like, admitting, yes, we are servants of the Three Fingers, but also, we're fucking sick. Just stay away from us. Or maybe it's them attempting to get people to stay away from something that they consider to be important, which wouldn't make any sense if they were selling it. You'd think they would just give you that knowledge freely and just say, hey, there's a village you should never go near. And then you ask why, like, oh, we totally don't come from that village or anything. We don't serve them. I'm just, you know, just don't read into it. Just stay away from it. Yeah, just whatever. You get the idea. Revenants. The crawling royal revenants and their followers are all cursed. Healing powers will harm, like the guy on the horsey. The evil horse, that. Healing powers will harm rather than mend. Yes, I actually already knew this by just randomly choosing to be stupid one day. Alright, well, this is how you would know this otherwise, I guess. Good to know. They're all cursed. I would say so. It makes them sound as though they're different from the normal undead that we run into, though. Like, these are revenants. I don't know if the things that we see down in the catacombs that are afflicted with the Rune of Death, if those are also revenants or not. But they're both, like, dead in their own way. Preceptor's Secrets? Preceptor Solivus is... No, I don't think I know him. Is hiding a dirty secret in a cellar among the ruins not far from the Sisters 3. Sisters 3. The vile Graven Witch seems to be a frequent visitor to that place. Graven Witch. I wonder if they're talking about Ranni because she's just a witch. That's the only thing I have to go off of. I think that Preceptor Solivus might be an NPC, because this was on another character. I think that might be an NPC that serves her. I can't remember. I think he's a mage. But he's hiding a dirty secret in a cellar among the ruins, not far from the Sisters 3. I'm not sure why it's called the Sisters 3, but I think the Sisters 3 might be a waypoint that is somewhere up here. It's like up here, I think? I might be misremembering. I just have a vague memory of coming across a point of grace and being like, oh, that's a weird name. I'll find out eventually. Okay. Well, that's that. Let's go ahead and buy the rest of your garbage. I don't even need it. Don't even need it. But I'll buy it anyways. Except for those keys. I really need those keys. You can buy one of these. Not even worth it. I'll buy it. None of this is worth it. Buying Demp Ashes. I've already got these. I don't need another one. I'll buy it. 8 of these. I don't even use these anymore. Yeah, I'll buy those. There we go. Whoop. Got 2 of those left. I need 6,000. That's right, motherfuckers. This is why I keep these runes, so I can buy unnecessary bullshit. You might be asking, why is he buying all this stuff he clearly does not want or need? It's there. How much were they? I already forgot, because I was being stupid. I'm gonna need 3,000. So I need... yeah, that's enough. That's actually perfect. Ta-da! Doesn't that look nice, having it all be red? Not a single thing there. And now I have 2 more Imp Ashes. And now they can all enjoy one of this company. Now, in a more perfect world, whenever you... No, go away. Shut. In a more perfect world, whenever you actually got duplicates of those, it would just automatically, like, upgrade them by 1 or something like that. But I kind of doubt they do that. What is this? Really? Strip of white flesh. Why? That's like a generic drop from, like, crabs that you kill. What about this? Anything Oh, hello. That's a Bloodhound Knight. What are you doing over here? Celestial Dew. Alright. Seems like that's important for some reason. Don't you get near to my little friend, the merchant. I better get off. I'm gonna jump off the edge. Ah, it's gonna try to jump over one of these. I'm not paying too much attention. I'm actually thinking about... Go to that, go into the academy. I think I'll actually try to go to the Ranny area. Or actually, no, I'm going to go up the road. Alright, go away. I'm trying to think. I'll go up the road and clear out that first, because Iji, or whatever his name is up there too. I'll do that first. What was a Bloodhound Knight doing here? I've seen 3 of these. One is here. One was in this Lakeside Crystal Cave, I think. And it's right before you get to the Slumbering Wolf Shack. Why, I don't know. And then the other one was, what's his face? I forget what his name was. But I helped, Wolf Boy. Blith. I helped him, kill that guy. And the only thing that I have of theirs that has anything relating to them would be this weapon. It's wielded by the Bloodhound Knights. That's it. That's all it says. Maybe the description of the unique skill? Nope. Not a single goddamn thing. Okay, well, Bloodhound Knights are just around and just starting shit. And being naughty boys. Good for them. Maybe one day I'll actually learn something about them, but kind of doubt it. Alright, let's go to here next. I have actually gone through these ruins to kill a bunch of the sorcerer enemies, because I was trying to use them to get their filthy, filthy sorcerer drops. Which I eventually did, of course. But supposedly there is also some sort of boss or nighttime enemy there, I guess. So I'll try to grab that as we head up. Or first I need to actually figure out where the hole that you go down for it is. Go away. Because I have no idea. Actually, there might be... No, nothing there. Okay. There was a little hidey hole that has an item in it. And it is... It's in some sort of little indention. It's right there. Right there. Yeah, I think there's like a... Yeah, there's a corpse there, and it has... It's something completely unimportant. It's either like a rune arc, or it's St. Trina's lily, or some horseshit like that. Guys, can you please... Here, let me fix this problem for you. De-aggro all these fucking enemies. Because I want to talk to Ghosty, because I forgot he's here. He's also very clearly looking at something. I tell you, if I could invade as a horrible little gremlin that wanted to ride around on your back and steal your precious goodies, and then pair it with another precious goodie that I had to give myself like a big old cummy, hell yeah, I'd be invading all the time. Because especially, you don't... Like, the host would not lose anything. It's great. You don't kill the host necessarily. You might cause a little bit of damage. But you can get in there, fuck around with them, get your shit, and then escape. And it's still fun. What do you got to say, Ghosty? Iji, forgive me. Iji's right there. You can even see him. He's through that hole over there. These royal grounds were placed in our trust. Okay. But we stood no chance. Alright. So that's Iji over here. He's another giant troll man. Except he is smart. He's smart troll man. He also kind of rules. But these grounds, these royal grounds, we're placing our trust. So these royal grounds, I'm guessing, means the Carrion, is that what their name are? The Carrion Royal Grounds. Now they're ruins. The King's Realm ruins. King's Realm. Why would they be called the King's Realm? Maybe there was a king of the Carrion estate before. Or it could be that it is being named after the King Ratigan or whatever the fuck his name is. I'll tell you guys what. Very soon, I'm going to either create or find a family tree that lists all of their names just so that I can keep them there. So I can keep them as reference, so I can actually name them. Because that shit drives me absolutely bonkers. I can never remember them. It drives me crazy. And that's the best way of dealing with it. Now, where is this? Oh, there's a thing over here. By the way, there's those mines I was talking about. Remember how I was saying that I would like to have the ability to like do like dodges that leave little mines on the ground and shit like that? Because I thought it'd be fun. That's what I was talking about. And they are almost completely ineffective. They would probably be really ineffective against PvE enemies too, assuming that you could use them. Nice of the wolves to be completely absent-minded. Where the hell is this? There's always like one little subterranean area. And I don't know where it is. Which is funny because I've actually been all through this area. I have been all through this area and still I have absolutely no clue. Because I actually whenever I was farming these guys, after I cleared it out the first time, I just went through and tried to find it, and I just couldn't. And that remains true. I still have absolutely no idea where it is. Bastard. Oh, now you drop it? Took forever for you to drop it the first time. By the way, I think there's actually like 3 of the guys here. But they vanish pretty quickly. I think the way that you're meant to track them is they'll vanish and leave like a little golden trail behind them. I think that the direction that these sort of little things fly off in is supposed to be your indication of where they are. Like, see? They'll go off in that particular direction. Okay. I'm really hoping I can find this sooner rather than later, because I don't want to end up having to fight a bunch of wolves for the next hour. I'm trying to grid this off. They're not here. Even though he's looking in this direction. You'd think it would be this direction. Get out of here. More row of fruit, just what I need. They're not going to be outside the area. Haha, guessed correctly. It's probably not going to be this close. More wolves. No holes in the ground. I don't know. Some of these are just way too difficult to find. No, please go away. There's way too many wolves in this area. I don't know, I have no idea where it is. I guess I'll just have to go talk to Iji and worry about it later. Okay, because I have no idea. By the way, something pretty cool. This is Blessing's Boon. This heals over time. This works on allies as well. It also works on your horse, which is pretty cool. So if your horse has a little bit of damage, you can actually see his tiny little horsey health bar start filling up as well. It's pretty neat. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure that there's someone probably saw it out of the corner of their eye that I didn't see and was screaming at the screen, but I have no idea where the entrance to the boss of this particular ruin is. If there even is one. Actually, let me Let me scroll over there. Let me make sure that my browser uses up every bit of memory. And flips the fuck out and goes... Will you stop? It keeps like trying to lock itself into a completely unrelated location on the other side of the planet. Okay, yes, there is something here. It is the Royal Revenant. It's in an underground area. The stairs leading down to the location is hidden by a illusory floor. Great. Hidden by a illusory floor in the northeast section of the ruins. You need to step on the ruins. In the northeast. Okay, so maybe that is actually correct as far as the placement goes. And I've said this before, probably in my Dark Souls playthrough, I don't like illusory walls. I don't like illusory walls, I don't like mimics. Those are like the two things I'm like, stop doing this. It's probably that. I have to take it. That looks kind of too weird. Here? So you don't just walk on it, you actually have to hit it. I just thought that particular patch looked particularly strange. That could have gone way worse. It's shooting me. Yeah, whatever. Okay, God. Yeah, illusory walls, illusory floors, all that shit, I hate that. I hate it. The whole concept behind them is that, wow, players will find it and they'll be so excited. Whoa, look what I find. They'll tell all their friends. I hate that shit. It's terrible. I do not get that sensation at all. I don't feel a thrill of discovering a hidden wall, especially when there are 40 billion walls and floors in your game that would require you to hit all of them, unless it just sort of looks a little bit weird. Which most of the walls in this game so far have been like that, where they just kind of look a little bit strange. I would never have thought about that particular bit of floor unless someone had told me, no, there's an illusory floor. If I had known that, it would have been fine. If you have... There's an item like this already. Where is it? The Beast Eye. The Beast Eye trembles when you're close to Deathroot, right? So anytime that we're close to a boss that will have that at the very end, it'll say, yes, something is here. There should be an item like this, but it's for illusory objects. Then it would be fine. Because then you would at least be told, yes, there's something here. We're not going to tell you where or in what context, but there is something here. And it's within a few meters. Like, it would work even better if it was like, yes, it's here in the area, and then once you got close, it's like, yes, it's here within 30 meters. Yes, it's here within, like, 10 meters. And then that's it. Like, it would be like, the Eye of Illusions is opening. The Eye of Illusions is beginning to shake. The Eye of Illusions is glowing. And then you would know, oh, it's in this area. Then you can make them even more annoying to find. Wouldn't that just be fantastic? Okay. Wait, Royal Revenant. This guy... I don't have any healing magic on me, though, besides this one. But this guy could be hurt by healing magic. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to beat him the old-fashioned way. Before that, I guess I can use my stupid axe. I can, again, go out of two-handing my sword, then go into two-handing my weapon, use its ability, go out of two-handing, go back into two-handing. Fantastic. It's so good. Such a good system. Ah, one of these things. Haven't I fought one of these? Oh, fuck off. It's a fucking Bloodborne enemy. Yeah, it's definitely a Bloodborne enemy. Yeah, I'm just gonna use fucking magic on this shithead. God, I hate enemies like this. Wish they would stop designing this shit. It's not even an enemy, it's just like... There's nothing to fight. It's just a big slappy hitbox. Yeah, you're not doing that. trying to start some sort of shitty second phase where I'm sure he started leaping out of the ceiling or something. Enough of that fucking garbage. Alright. I'm so glad that I'm overleveled. It makes things so much more tolerable when you can just space fuck them like that. What an awful boss. Frozen Needle. Looks like a rapier of some sort. Ooh, they like giving freezing weapons to... Because remember in like Dark Souls 3 you go down the elevator and there's that one like completely unfair enemy type that is very similar to the Bloodhound enemies in this game. I think they're basically just an animation rip in this game of those enemies. He also drops an ice weapon. Like anytime that they have a very fast, annoying enemy, I don't know why they associate it with ice, but whatever. A razor-thin, piercing blade of ice, forged by Iji. Iji, you asshole! How dare you? The Caring Royal Blacksmith. Can inflict frost upon enemies, and launch its blade with a strong attack. I guess ice is associated with magic in this universe. The blade immediately regenerates. Okay, so apparently this is just an icicle. That's all it does. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I will never actually use that, because rapiers are... rapiers are another one of those weapon types that made sense in Dark Souls and Demon Souls, and as the games have gone on, they may as well just not even exist. They don't deal the damage, they don't deal poise damage, they're not special in any unique way, they do a low amount of innate damage, they don't have any reach, and the weight distribution is not so incredibly intense that it matters. Like, you're not going to be like, oh, I could use a greatsword or a rapier. Oh, that'll save me so much space. No one does that. There's just no point. Why would you use it? But anyways, here's Iji. With, yes, he has a great big hammer. That actually, this hammer looks a lot like... It's not the same thing, but it looks a lot like the hammers that the Erdtree Guardians use. The one that I killed earlier. In this particular part. Lots of little blue rocks that he has his weapons thrust inside. It's a great sword. Sort of. And this is actually the weapon that I'm using. This is the Banished Knight greatsword. And that looks like a generic longsword. FromSoft does have this love of behind blacksmiths putting weapons that you can't have access to. Like weapons that were clearly development things that they decided not to use. Like, look at this thing. Surely, no. That has to be an axe somewhere. It looks too ridiculous looking. It has a weird curved handle for some reason. I don't know if any of these are ones that you can't obtain. Greatsword, longsword, rapiers, the Highlander axe. Yeah, I think all of these are obtainable. I don't know about that one right there, though. That's probably one you can get a hold of. Although I don't know if I recognize it. Actually, this one that's still inside the scabbard. That's why it looks strange. Yeah, that's probably just a... What is that? I don't know what weapon that is exactly. But it does look like a greatsword that's still in its scabbard. So it does have... There's at least one thing that's unique. And he looks like he's working on Griffith's sword right there already. Which is funny because there's only one of them in the game. Kind of strange. Alright. Hello, Iji. I was actually told to find him by Blythe. If I remember correctly. He said, thanks for helping me out. Go introduce yourself to a big blacksmith. Or something like that.
Look at you. We don't receive many visitors. I presume you are tarnished? What brings you here?
I wonder why he presumes that we're tarnished. I guess because we're talking to him? And who else is sane but us, and apparently a bunch of other people. Yeah, he must have some sort of reason. Maybe we just smell. He's like, yeah, you're probably tarnished.
Oh, pardon me. It's hardly my place to ask, is it? I am Iji, a blacksmith who once served the Carian royals. An old codger who refuses to retire his rusty hammer. So here I am, still quietly plying my trade on this spot. Perhaps you'd like a display? These bones are old, but still able.
He does have a little bit of a filter to his voice because he's inside the helmet, which I appreciate. Also, I will point out, this is a terrible spot to be a blacksmith. However, what it is good for, it is a good spot for being a lookout. So I suspect that he might be being a little bit non-forthcoming with something, whatever that happens to be. Okay. Now, I think I'm supposed to get some sort of unique dialogue option when it comes to the whole blight thing, or should.
Oh, watch out there. When I'm absorbed in my smithing, I lose sight of all else. If you come too close, I'm apt to cause you harm. I am,
He is very
after
big.
all, terribly large
Yes.
compared to you, Tarnished. You don't know how hard it is not to break anything while I work.
It seems like being a big giant troll in this case would be advantageous when being a blacksmith as far as like hammering out the item, but it would be laughably inappropriate for almost every other element of being a blacksmith. Well, there's really just there's no real advantages beyond the pressure element of trying to compact the elements within the material down to a point where they are hard enough but still limber enough to be able to be a sword. Yeah.
Brave Tarnished. A word of warning, if you please. This territory once belonged to the Carian royal family. Their manor lies not far beyond this point. When the Raya Lucari Academy turned on the Carians, the Knights of the Cuckoo descended on this tract. After leveling it, they carried on to the manor. The Carians were taken off guard, but their strength had not waned, and they repelled the Knights' onslaught by conjuring an enchanted snare that remains potent to this day. That is why I say, Tarnished,
A snare?
don't go near the manor, unless you wish to lie with the corpses of the heedless Knights of the Cuckoo.
Okay, so look for the... Oh, there it is. So look for the corpses of the cuckoo, and you will find a magical snare. A snare makes it sound like there's some sort of wall or a point where you trip a trap and it erupts and like incinerates your body or something crazy. Let's see. Go ahead and do this, I suppose.
Actually did that. Did he? Quite a rare occurrence for such a guarded soul as he. Perhaps he sensed something unusual about you. At any rate, if you're friendly with Blythe, I've something else that might suit you.
Oh. So, probably a purchasable item then. How about your advice?
The peril of the
I told you,
enchanted
you fucking
snare
idiot.
That remains at the Royal Carian Manor. Whatever you do, brave Tarnished, stay away from that death trap.
I'm still curious why exactly the Knights of the Cuckoo turned against the Carians. I don't remember from what, reading that it was presumably because of the divorce. They suddenly realized that she was, like, not what she appeared to be. I don't know why. Like, that makes no sense to me at all. But the current explanation is because she got divorced. Then suddenly they turned on her. Again, why, I don't know. But, anyways, he sells Somber Smithing Stone 1, 2, 3, and 4. Goodness. Kind of strange that you buy them here? These are limited. Huh. So you don't get a ball bearing for them? Surely you do. That makes no sense. Maybe he just so happens to also sell them unlimited. Oh, I can't actually sell to you. Well, in that case, let me pop a couple. Let me pop one of these. I can't remember how much this is. Again, if you're going to do this system where all the little runes have their own individual values, the bracket should not be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It should be 200, 400, 800, whatever the number is that they give. And they're still going to be unique because no two categories of them are going to give the same amount of runes, so kind of no reason not to do that. Okay, lowers FP consumed by skills. Yeah, I'll never use that, but still. A talisman adorned with a royal crest. That is quite the royal crest. Their graphic designer should talk to them about being overly busy with their designs. An honor... by the way, I have my college degree was in graphic design. That's part of the joke. An honor said to have once been awarded to Carrion Knights who served as direct retainers to the kingdom's princesses. Wait. An honor said they've been awarded to Carrion Knights. So wouldn't they be the Knights of the Cuckoo? Who served as direct retainers, although I guess not necessarily, to the kingdom's princesses. Now there's only one princess, Rani, daughter of Renala. So Rani is indeed the daughter of Renala. And I did ask whether or not doing the academy first or this first had any impact. From what I gather, it does not. Because I think her weird reaction to the boss in this area is set in stone. One way or the other. So, completely irrelevant. Alright, he's dead. I think there's another point of grace down here somewhere. I may as well do that first. Just to have that out of the way. If I can figure out a safe way down here. Actually, hold on. Get off. Get off! Get off the horse! Get off! God. It takes so long for him to respond. So irritating. Just because the horse is like turning slightly. No, we have to wait. Does it shatter? It does shatter. I would die if I do it from here. That's very, very close, though. Wolf, don't you bother me. This is probably good enough. Yeah. Wow, he took damage from that? It's barely anything. What a whiny bitch. Alright. Wolves over there. I guess there isn't one here. Maybe it was just marked for this. Let me check. No, I think that was it. For some reason I had in my head that there was also one, like if you fell down, then there was something over here. I do think that there's a pickup over here, though. And I think it's like a sacred tear or something like that. Also, there are a bunch of horrible, horrible hands, if I remember correctly. I don't know if my lock-on can actually work on them, though. Oh, wait, yeah, I remember this now. I was briefly here. Like, I rode through here as fast as possible. And you can see why. More poo-poo. I guess the hands were poo-pooing. You see that? Like, right here. See that? These little ridges? Those are fingernails that are sticking up out of the ground. And if you get too close to those, they are none too happy about it. Intelligence not crystal tier. And don't worry about missing out on seeing those hands, because if my vague memory of this recalls, we're going to be seeing a lot of those pretty much everywhere. So no need to worry about that. Okay, nothing down there, doesn't look like. And intelligence, that probably just does exactly. I can't imagine it's even worth looking at it. Yeah, it's the same exact fucking thing, so it's absolutely nothing. Alright, well, that's done. So the next thing we're actually ready to do is hit that waypoint. hit this point of grace that leads to the academy, and I'll leave it there. For anyone to have any sort of emergency reactions of, no, don't do that first, they were all wrong. Ronnie explodes if you do that first. Oh, hello. Ah, yes, that's right. So they said that there was a snare. It doesn't really look like a snare. Looks more like a guy on top. Like, I don't know if it actually is a guy. But it seems like it would be more like a guy on top of the castle just casting shit at you. Riding directly there doesn't seem like a great idea. Let's do it this way. It's like coming from the sky. But as long as we keep running in random directions. See, the Knights of the Cuckoo did not have a horse. That's the trick. You just have to be really fast like a Bloodborne enemy. Because once you're fast like a Bloodborne enemy, then everything's fine. You never have to think again. You just have to, like, rotate your stick and just keep mashing that R1 button. That's all you need. I was going to check this area, see if there's anything over here. Kind of doubt it. Let's check the perimeter. Boy, they really like that snare. And I did not actually see any corpses from the Knights of the Cuckoo. Okay, finally stopped though. Nothing in this corner. Where am I? Oh, that's probably on the interior, whatever that is. Most of the time, those little things that I leave are more, be sure to check this area. I'll try to make them have some sort of meaning, but usually it's just, when you're doing the LP, be sure to look around this area. Okay, that's the place I want to be up to. Up those cliffs. But, of course, even though this never occurs in real life, the terrain is perfectly shaped to ensure that you can't do such things. That's the nice thing about video game terrains, is that you can make them do pretty much whatever you want to. And these tombstones are never good enough, like spaced in such a way that you can actually go up, you can only go down. So yeah, oh, here we go. There's a little guy over there. I can kill that little tumbleweed fuck. I don't remember what he is, though. Where is he? Whoop. Whoop, there he is. Somewhere around here. Wonder if I can go faster than him. Nah. Wow, it is actually pretty damn fast. He's like just as fast as your horse whenever you're sprinting. Alright, where's he gonna end up? Right here? Ah, there we go. Ooh, that's a big one. See how big that dung was? You know, I don't think it actually is shit. Like, just then you could see it for like a split second. It doesn't look like dung or anything. It looks like a pile of rubble. Like, it looks like rock or something. They're obviously designed after dung beetles, because that's what dung beetles do. They use their little legs to roll around those balls. That's obviously what they're designed to look like. But don't really see any component of them being related to dung besides that. So, whether that link is true or not, maybe it's a bit spurious. That's all I'm saying. Hoarfrost Stomp. Unfortunately, this has been nerfed. I do remember using it some, and it was exceedingly good. This is one of the very, very, very few good, like Ashes of War, that I had access to. Most of the ones that are like really good, I have never gone anywhere near. They're like much later in the game, which I know nothing about at all. Cold Affinity. So this is more intelligence based, or it should be, you would think. I guess, of course, once you have a whetstone that circumvents this, it doesn't really matter one way or the other. Stomp hard to spread a trail of freezing mist on the ground. The mist applies a frost status effect. Wow. Wow. Truly amazing stuff. I'm so glad I read that. You know, Elden Ring's just brimming with lore. Just around every corner, there's just more and more detail that fleshes out the world in ways that you just never expected. It's truly fantastic. You can really feel the world breathing around you, you know? Alright. And it doesn't look like there's anything else around here. Probably just more death. More snares, I'm sure. Oh, what's that? It's just some boys. Just some boys out for some strolls. Oh, well, what if I can get it to hit them? Ah, it doesn't work on them. Ah, well. Well, in that case, it does affect the trees, though. You could hear it falling. It's kind of funny. Alright, I can take care of you. And that's it. We are now ready for either... We are either ready to do... Caria, the Caria royal family's estate, or we are going to do the academy. I wonder if I can... Actually, no, hold on. There's like one more thing I might be able to do. Like, go down this way. I could do that. Because I think that there might be... There might be like a summon sign down here somewhere. I'm not convinced of that, though. Because Yura's whole deal is... also involves that in some way. Because I never actually went down this way. So let's get on the horsey. Get on the horsey. And see what we got down here. I see something. Aha, look at that. Wow. You could miss the fuck out of that. Like it's just barely there. But that's something that we'll be using here in a second, I guess. For Mr. Yura. But first, let's go grab this. Golden seed. What if you can jump down there? That is death. That is absolutely death. There's no way. Oh, something died, speaking of which. Which is funny because I didn't actually get any runes. That's unusual. Actually, there is a bug. Let me see if that still works. I don't think it does. It does! You see what happened? The bloodstains count as enemies. So whenever a bloodstain, quote-unquote, dies, you get no runes, but you do get the reward of the enemy dying. In this case, my axe has the ability to absorb FP whenever an enemy dies in the area, or just something dies in the area. So that's what's happening. That's a bug. That is a big old bug. So I could actually use that. I could really burn through my FP and basically have an infinite amount as long as I found a place where people were dying. Alright. This will be the last thing we do for the day, I guess. Before I do that, though, let me check. Be absolutely certain. Yura will be here. And all this. There's a bunch of shit in a big pile. I just wanted to make absolutely certain. Okay. Yeah. We're good. Alright. Off we go. And apparently whenever you use this, you actually get teleported to his world. Yes, be summoned to assist Yura. You know, if you're used to these things, really, I never see these. Because I never actually bother using my feral calling finger remedies. God, I have 295 of them. I never use them, so I'm not used to actually seeing summon signs, and especially not invader summon signs. The few times that I've actually used them, I think I've only seen like one or two the whole time I've played the game, because no one does PvP like that, as far as I know. But you would very easily just ignore this and assume, oh, it's just someone doing some PvP with their friends on this little bridge for whatever reason. So you can miss this really easily. Be summoned to help. Yep. Off we go. Just somewhere. And we're still operating under the Dark Souls understanding that we're going to different dimensions or different worlds. Which I don't think is even a thing. Defeat Bloody Finger Ravenmount Assassin. Ravenmount? Not sure what that means exactly. Let me do what I enjoy most. Play support. Yeah, he's gonna be moving around a lot. Why is Jura making lady noises? Or maybe this is the assassin doing that. No, no, no. I'm just here as an observer. Haha. I want to use my tail. Aww. Motherfucker. Jura, where are you? What are you doing? Actually, you should be doing something. You're really missing the boat here, Jura. Man, that's just trying to have a good time. Jura can actually die. Probably actually should. This fucking... Ran out, didn't ya, sweetheart? No, none of that. Another spammy-ass enemy. I don't think we've run into enemy... Well, Vike is sort of slow. Like, Vike's spear that he was using was a little bit slow. I was about to say, I don't think we've run into any, like, invader or NPC types like that that aren't, like, spammy. Raptor of the Mists, alright. Oh, there you are. Hello, Jura. So after we warp to his world, he warps to ours to heave and breathe, I guess.
Leave me be.
He has a lot of problem with invaders. You okay there, buddy? I'm going to read some item descriptions if you don't mind. I got some engaging content to do here. Don't mind me. Looks like it. Yes. I've never actually seen this. I don't know what it does. It's another keen affinity, so I can't use it. Because again, I need the sacred wet blade or I'm not allowed to have proper scaling. What a good system. Is there really any downside to just making these universal? Like, really? Can you really think of any reason why they shouldn't be universal? Like, I'm trying to think of one, I can't really think of one. Other than it might be overwhelming if someone has access to all of them all at once. But then again, if you start out as a quality or heavy or whatever build, then you already have access to all of them at once, because that's one of the first wet blades you get. You can use whatever you want to. It's just casters that are not allowed to. I guess they have the mentality of they're trying to encourage you to start out with like strength dexterity scaling and then later on build up to a caster. But that doesn't really make any sense because it's such a huge amount of time between the start of the game and when you actually reach them. I just think it's a bad design decision. It's one of those FromSoft things where they just, to me, they clearly don't know what they're doing in that regard. Anyways. Raptor of the Mist, duck into a low stance, momentarily vanishing. If the enemy attack connects, avian wings will allow for a quick escape into the air. Okay. So it's just a dodge? It's like a dodge with more steps, and it wastes FP? If you say so. Alright, well, okay. I don't think I've ever seen Jura use that. Good for him. Of course, Jura, again, is old man. Looks very tired. He's so tired of all these naughty... Wow, that place is big. Yeah, that is very colossal. He's very tired of all these invaders.
Oh, it's you. Thanks for your help there. That bloody finger was a thorn in my side. And now I'm finally rid of him.
I could
Here's
swear
a
he was
token of
making
thanks.
lady noises.
Please, take it.
Wow. Fantastic. I'll be sure to talk about this later.
I don't have much time. I'm dying to see you. Eleonora. Violet bloody finger.
Okay. He's trying to find someone named Eleonora. Also, that you may have noticed that skybox change was not particularly elegant. Time of day in this game, hit or miss sometimes. When it wants to be foggy, it's going to be foggy, and it's going to be foggy right then.
Yes, I've been tracking Eleonora for quite some time.
She is
Hello,
the
Normal.
deadliest of all bloody fingers. She's felled many an old hand already, but in spite of her cessblood zealotry, Eleonora is a proud knight. If she comes for you, do not think twice. You must flee. There is no shame in self-preservation.
He seems to be suggesting that he's way more of a badass than we are. Considering that the first time he quote-unquote helped us, we killed the invader, and he like got in like one hit at the very end. So I did it! And this time, he was very clearly getting his asshole beat. Until we showed up. I was goofing off. I was just fucking around.
Be on your way. Perhaps we will meet again.
Go on, then,
If
little
fate
man.
permits.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, that's the same thing he always says. Okay, well, we'll see what happens with Yura in the future. Kind of eyeing his armor, though. I won't wear the hat. But it's ordinary armor, not too bad. Especially if you can... I wonder if you can alter it. Got my eye on you, buddy. Got my eye on you. Look, I have no idea how his plotline turns out. Either he is going to go crazy and I have to kill him, or he's going to get killed. It's going to be like, what's her name? Eileen the Crow. It's going to be like that. Like, oh, thank you for helping me. I'm going to, like, go away now. Goodbye. And then they just sparkles, and then they leave all their gear there. I hope that happens. I mean, I don't wish for your death, but I clearly do. He could retire. He could retire and, like, wear a bunch of peasant clothes and be like, here's my armor. It'll look good on you because you're way more of a big dick than I was, it turns out. Enjoy my stinky armor. I have never washed it, not once. And you're like, whoa, thanks, Yura. Yay! Alright, you get the idea. Alright. Everything is now complete. We are now ready for either Big Academy. God damn, can you imagine we can't quite see it all the way. Can you imagine living like this tower, this one right here, when that thing is right above you every day? Like, it's only a matter of time. Like, even if the whole thing doesn't collapse, there's gonna be like a single boulder that falls off and you're gone. There's no way, dude. There's no way. Alright, I gotta update all Yura's shit too. But that will come next time. So you guys, I guess, can tell me whether or not you... Look, you can tell me whether or not you want me to go to the Caria Manor thing, or go to the Academy first, and I'll research and make sure that it's okay, whatever. What I really want is for you guys to tell me how much you love the idea of being a horrible little goblin man. That's what I really care about. That's the good shit. Okay, so until next time, everyone. Whoops. I keep hitting, because in every one of the games, this is the button for emotes. I still do it. But in this one, you have to hit start. Gotta hit left to get over there as fast as possible. Scroll all the way down. Like, it just works so much better when you could just hit the select button and then a little tab would show up at the top. And it would default to the one that you set there. Like the one you use the most. And if it was one you didn't use the most, it's like one or two presses left or right. It was so much better. It's much worse in this game. I don't know why they made it so bad. It's like they added the map button and they're like, well, we don't know what to do. You could have just made the map button like hit start and then hit map. Are you really using the map that much? And even then, it could be like, well, hold down the map button to open the map. Otherwise, if you just barely click it, then it would open up the emote menu or something. Or the inverse. So many ways to solve these problems that they just don't think about. Alright, anyways. See you guys next time. Goodbye, everyone. And I promise this time I won't laugh. Because there's nothing funny in these videos. Goodbye.